Hey, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the new morning stream. Ooh. All right. Let's title it the new morning stream. Yeah, what time is it? Hey. All right. So the new early morning stream, we're going to say OP9 English is in. We're also going to say new lightning break. Okay, we're going to start there. The new morning rip and ship stream. How about live Cardshop stream? So you might notice that it's 3 a.m. in the morning. There we go. All right, we'll jump over here. Ooh. Hub's not going to like it. I don't like this start time, LMAO. I am so sorry, Tammy. Well, you know, you might be able to hang out briefly at 3 a.m. Or for you, it'd be 1 a.m. and then head to bed afterwards. So, yeah, I mean, you don't have to spend the entire stream with us. But we appreciate that you hang out at all. We're really happy you do that. We're going live for, what is it? Let's see. Well, I suppose actually we'd call this the Wednesday morning stream. Wednesday morning. So there's been a change kind of overnight to my sleep schedule. I went to bed today at 8 p.m. and then I woke up at about, I don't know, I want to say like 1:45-ish. So that's it. I was truly exhausted because my body's circadian rhythm is being told to change like instantly. It's like a Uno reverse on my sleep schedule. But I don't know. I kind of like the idea of it. I like the idea of like getting to see the sun in the wintertime. And the doctor told me I need sunlight, so I'm going to do what the doctor says for once. All right, let's get this website set up. Anyways, part of it is I know that Karis and I have to see the fertility doctor a whole bunch again, probably in February. We don't know yet. But it's going to be hell, you know, if I'm still doing my overnight schedule, it's going to be hell because the doctor wants to see me at the precise time that I'm normally sleeping. And that'll probably be like 2 weeks of that. And I'm just not going to get any sleep for 2 weeks. So, I don't know. Maybe we just do these morning streams. Oops. Maybe we just do these morning streams. Oh, what's this? It's not letting me share a link. Is that right? Oh, let me hit refresh. Ah, there it goes. Okay, let me hit pin on that. I don't know how it's going to affect us. Maybe we will meet some new people in the morning stream. Maybe we will lose some people that we used to have. Let me close that. So maybe we will lose some people who normally would be here, but they go to bed at this point. Normally the stream's in full swing at 3 a.m. though. So every night, you know, we used to start at like 1:30-ish, and we don't end till 5:30. So 3 a.m.'s in the middle of that. And so we're usually in full swing at this time. So we'll see how it all works out. I'm very interested in it. But I like it. I already am enjoying the fact that I will be awake when Karis wakes up. So we would just see each other at a different time schedule in a way. And I like that I get to watch the sun. You get no sunlight with my current schedule. So let's see what's going on here. We have a Christine Andrews. I've decided I'd like to play the Junk Pack dice game. Please take all the Final Fantasy cards except one Cloud. I would like to thin out my bags from that set. I hope to win the entire box of cards. That still does exist. I have the box. It's over on a shelf somewhere. I don't know if I want to run it because I don't even remember the rules, number one. So we would have to recall what the rules were to play the game. And number two, it was so unpopular ultimately that I don't know if there's any point in advertising it and making it like a big part of the stream. I think I'll do the shipping if you want. Let's see. I would like to thin my bags from that set. From what, Final Fantasy? You can donate Final Fantasy cards if you like. Again, I don't know if I want to do the whole dice roll thing again. It seemed unpopular. That was why it went away over time, because nobody would actually play the game. It was a fun game. It was a donation game, so it doesn't require any money, and it's like, you know, it's like fun little free gamble, I suppose. But yeah, nobody would play. That's why I took it away. And so I don't want to have to remember it, to be honest, or remember the rules, or have to advertise it, or any of those other things. What we started doing was this, actually. So what you could do is get a spot in the trade slab. Have you thought about that? I should have mentioned that. So you can try trading your junk toward the trade slab. Lame, I'll keep them then. Yeah, so we have this other thing now called the trade slab. And if you trade enough cards toward it, we'll give you a spot in here, and you could end up walking away with a graded card. But the whole dice thing, it took a lot of time, and it's not my fault. Nobody else wanted it. I would have kept doing it. So CS-Man says 100 to slab away, 2 Roaring Skies, and 1 whole box of OP9. OP9, as in the Japanese OP9. We just got the English one in. I think he means the Japanese. Yeah, Japanese one. You got it. All right, so that's Mr. CS-Man with the big order. Let's head over to slab away. We're going to click on this. He's got Jolteon. It's going to it's going to 350. Boy, I was so tired in the daytime stream. I was serious. I felt like I was drunk. That's how tired I was. I was spinning, dude. My brain was straight up spinning. 2 Roaring Skies. And a whole box of OP9. Let's go find that. I'm pretty sure he means a sealed box of the Japanese OP9. Which we have right over here. There it is. Okay, and let's open up our conversation real fast. Good. Whoa, this is going to fall over. I don't want that. Greetings from Russia. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? From Russia? Are you really in Russia? How's Russia doing? A lot of people in Russia. I know that Russia's kind of it. This is the correct phone, right? Yes, it is. I know Russia has their little war with Ukraine. Are you really in Russia? It is. There it is. I don't think we get a lot of watchers from Russia. Let's move this over here. Ooh, very nice. Okay, is this correct? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Excuse me. Somebody say something so I can see if chat's working. How many people we got? We got 27 people. Welcome, guys, to the 3 a.m. morning stream. You might see a change in the viewers for a while. You might see fewer viewers at the 3 a.m. stream than usual because we're missing people who would have normally joined at 1 a.m. Or even 2 a.m. And then in the daytime stream, you might see more people who have shifted over there. So I'm expecting more views in the daytime stream. By the way, this stream can run all the way up to 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning. So it can run very late if I wish. Hey, what's up? Yes, Sir Majid. Hey, how's it going? Give me some pulls. All right, chat's working. Hey, how's it going, Mr. CS, man? How's it going, man? Ooh, I need my drink, man. I need my drink. All right. So this is a whole box of OP9, and the goal is the Gold D Roger. It is. Now, if you want to take a very serious stab at this, Mr. CS-Man, you also got to consider the English version of the set, which is very expensive, but the most... Now, and you're probably not looking to do that because you're not a big one-piece collector, but this is for everyone watching. The most expensive version of these cards is in English. And we just got a fresh case of that. So I want to see people digging into that at some point. Same with the OP5. We can offer them as box breaks. We did that before, and that actually worked. There it is. But I like to see people opening it, too. Did you get your need of sleep? I got about 6 hours. It's I woke up with a huge headache. I think my body was not happy. There it is. Yeah, I woke up with a huge headache. What's up, Mr. Peter Lucas? So this new time should let us stream later if we want. I think I'm going to cap the stream at 3 hours, and then the daytime stream is going to get a buff. It's going to begin earlier. That's the goal. It's going to begin earlier. It should start at like 3 p.m. and finish at 6 p.m. That'll be my goal. Here we are. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Ooh, I got like 3 hours of sleep. You got 3 hours of sleep. That's not a lot. So it looks like you pulled the exact same card this time. You pull a little Luffy there. That's a Luffy, I don't know what it would be considered. It says Luffy Secret. So that's a Luffy Secret rare. I hate waking up with a headache. Might have been my pillow. I don't know. Might have been my pillow. Do me a favor, guys. I can see we have just 5 likes. Let's get that up to 25 likes. Smash that like button. Let's get that like button up. We are. All right, guys. So it is Wednesday morning. See, we call it morning now. So this is a morning time stream. We are the early morning stream. We are. Okay. Great for who? Great for people who stay up late in California, people who wake up early in New York, and international buyers. That's our main audience. It would be Australia. It would be the UK, international buyers. We are. Here's a holo. Mr. Troy's here. What's up, Troy? Here's a holo. Change is scary, guys. I don't know if I like all this change. Let's just go back to the way things were. Here's Captain Stinky Bottom. Very nice. We got a cold one. So there's still a chance for a manga to pop out of here, Mr. CS Man, even though you've pulled the hit already. Cold. The mangas are independent of the hits, so we got to open all the packs to know. But this is going to be a regular box with no manga in it. All right. That's okay. I wish I could get the full screen chat from my mobile device. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo. Let's see. Well, you know, let's try... Hey, what's up, country boy? Let's try this. So first of all, I'm going to open this up over here so I can do live chat moderating if I need to. And then what I'm going to do after that... Have you seen the Mega Dream God Packs? Maybe. Here, hold on. So I was going to try and watch the chat from the mobile version, but it's really much worse than the mobile version. So let's get over to desktop real fast. I'm going to click on this. Click. We're going to go ahead and pop the chat out. There it is. All right. So the chat is popped out on my iPad, and now I can see all your comments for a long time. Ooh, look at these beautiful guys. Ooh, 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 ooh. They are low-key insane. All right, we'll set this here, and here are your two Roaring Skies packs. These are big orders, guys, real big orders. Let's see what we got going on here. First order of the night, Mr. CS Man goes $400 steep on this big order, guys. Okay, good luck. We've got Voltorb, Gligar, Shuppet, Meowth, Cascoon, Bagon Reverse, okay, and a non-holo Articuno. We also have Fearow, Megaturbo, Winona, okay. Nothing too crazy. I like the Ancient Trade Articuno. I would grade him even as a non-holo. Bagon's just Bagon. He's bacon. He's one letter away from being bacon, which I think would be a more popular name. Okay, I like these Shuppets. Let's put the Shuppets in the front. The odds are like 1 in 20 cases. What's 1 in 20 cases? Oh, the Mega Dream God Packs? Is it? What are your thoughts on PSA giving 9s, then buying them back for cheap and changing it to 10s to sell in power packs? Yeah, people have been talking about this subject, so it's affecting a lot of people. It seems to be a big subject. It didn't really faze me when I heard about it. To me, it would almost be surprising if it didn't happen. I think a lot of people immediately interpret it as PSA stealing, but it's like, to me, it doesn't make any sense to believe that because they're a humongous company making millions of dollars with layers and layers and layers and layers of people working. You know, there's the grunt's manager, the manager's manager, the corporate owner, the CEO, the shareholder, the private shareholder, private equity. You really think that the guys at the top want to steal back some PSA 9s to sell them as 10s? I mean, it probably is worth a couple $100 to them. They're probably paid millions of dollars. You realize that? It's like a drop of money to them. It's irrelevant, the amount of money. So the almost certainly what has happened here, some sort of mistake with entering the... Remember, a computer is filled in with that information by some human who says, this card got a 9. So some guy accidentally said it's a 9. Then, because of their new controversial thing where they can buy it back, this guy sold it back to them because he didn't want it. It was a 9. And then the next guy who enters it into the system, he actually correctly enters it as a 10. See? So that's almost 100%. That's what just happened here. PSA doesn't care about buying your card back all sneaky. What do you think their plan was? To make a couple $100? They're a multi-million-dollar company. And then also, if their plan was to steal it, well, they're not very good at stealing, because why would they then change it to a 10 and make it obvious that they stole? You know, it's like they're telling on themselves. So it's almost certainly some sort of employee made a mistake initially entering it as a 9, and because of their new system where they'll buy it back from you, it has become a sticky situation for them. That's what I think happened. What do you think? See, in the past, if this happened in the past, if your card was given a 9 and it shipped out to you and then it turned out it was a 10, no harm done. Nobody, you might not even know it happened. You know, like you might not memorize every grade when they show you the grade reveal on the website. You might not memorize that list. And then when the cards arrive and it turns out to be 10, who cares? Nobody even notices the mistake. It's like a mistake that normally would affect nobody. But now that they buy cards back, if they accidentally buy back a mistake 9 and it turns out it was really a 10, now it really does affect people. So that's what's going on. And they probably got guys working over there for like 20 bucks an hour, 15 bucks an hour, whatever they pay. It is super, super believable that a data entry job will include, I mean, it almost has to include mistakes. That's just how humans are. We inevitably make a big mistake. Somebody just entered it as a 9. I'm not even the biggest PSA fan. I'm just saying, when you really analyze it, it's not some like Ebenezer Scrooge devious plan to make $100 off of some guy. No way. All right, so what do we got? We got Mr. CS-Man. Let's put this into your bag. You got your hellos, and let's see what CS-Man's saying. He says, oh, rough round. Hey, what's up, Mr. LaFlame? Are these from booster boxes? Yes. I feel it's too many 9s to not go unnoticed. All right, I'm going to cry in the shower. No! But what about when it's not a couple hundred, it's a few thousand? Again, you realize even one submission to PSA is like, for like, I don't know, like 150 cards, multiple thousands of dollars to grade, even at the bulk rate. PSA is probably one of the most lucrative companies on earth right now. Do you realize that? It's a private equity company. They don't have to pay shareholders, not like public shareholders. It's a private equity company. They're probably making so much money right now, it would make your head spin. Okay, they're probably one of the, they're in the exact most valuable business on earth right now, which is trading cards. Trading cards beat everything. It beat the stock market. It beat gold. And to imagine that they want to throw the most valuable aspect of their company away, that is the brand. They want to throw the brand away to do what? Acquire a couple $1,000s of some guy's junky Pokemon cards? It's just not happening. It's almost certainly a user error with the people who work there. Some dopey guy graded it 10, but then he accidentally submitted it as a 9 in the system. And then it got bought back because they have that now. That wasn't a thing in the past. So it got bought back by PSA, and then another dopey guy says, all right, PSA 10. Just like that. That's what he did. and this time the customer noticed this and said, wait, you told me it was a 9. and so now PSA is going, oops. There's no way they want to throw their whole brand away to make a couple, even $10,000, even $100,000. It's not worth it because they have a multi-million-dollar company making millions of dollars a year. Actually, you could probably ask AI how much the company probably makes a year. Let's see. How much money do you think the PSA grading company makes per year? GameStop stock up thanks to their Gamblify slab breaks. Yeah, very cool, man. It's weird. They're becoming CardStop. I'm wondering if they'll change their name. Okay, so you ready? So in 2023, PSA graded 13.5 million cards in a single year. They grade 78% of all cards. Okay, and so AI's best guess is that PSA makes roughly $300 million a year. Yeah, they don't need to steal anyone's cards. They're doing pretty good. It's almost certainly a mistake by the employee, and then a bunch of harebrained YouTubers get on and they just freak out about it because I feel like the Pokemon card space is uniquely neurotic. Everyone's like very envious. Everyone's very angry all the time. There's a lot of frustration all the time. It's an employee error. Now, should the guy be paid out for it? Yes, the guy should get his money back, and, you know, shame on PSA for not having a better system. But you think that a company making $300 million cares about, you know, your shitty $1,000 card? It's hard to understand how that is like a grain of sand of money to them unless you were seeing all that money flow in. If you saw all the money flowing in, no one would care about $1,000. It's a forgettable amount. And so, yeah, it's not like the PSA's got some sort of, again, I'm not a PSA fan. I agree with TAG, I agree with CGC. I say this all the time. But I'm just saying in this scenario, it's almost certainly not some devious plan to make a couple $1,000s here and there, stealing from people, and then what? Correctly updating the website to show the real grade? Like, why would they do that? They'd be telling on themselves. It's an employee mistake. YouTubers get paid if you pay attention to them, okay? So get this, try to understand this part of the equation. YouTubers get paid if you pay attention to them. If you come to my video and you click on it and you watch the whole video, I get paid. So this mistake happens at PSA, and the YouTubers, instead of being calm and saying probably a mistake by the employees, when he submitted the card, it should have said 10, but he put in 9. Instead of saying that, which is a very boring story, they come out and say, I told you, PSA's stealing. They're stealing, I knew it. This is the end. Is this the end for PSA? Question mark? Thumbnail? So that's what they do because they're YouTubers, and that's the only way that they get paid. And you don't get paid enough as a YouTuber. It's a very bad paying job. So you have to sensationalize everything as much as possible. And, you know, no one really cares about proper analysis or, you know, the most reasonable explanation for what's going on. They just care about clicks. And it works. And then people watch it and they go, oh, yeah, did you hear that thing about PSA stealing? You know, and, oops, hold on, wait a second. Okay, good. So that's kind of how it works, in my opinion. It's like a machine that runs off. It's like BuzzFeed, dude. So the BuzzFeed machine. So what do we got next? We got any orders today. I noticed we had a slow daytime stream. So I wonder if we'll have a slow morning stream. And the algorithm eats it up. Sounds like he got hired by the PSR PR team. That's why I'm saying PSA doesn't pay me anything. I don't even grade mainly with PSA. My main grading company is TAG right now. And people think when I say something nice about TAG, I'm getting paid to say something nice about TAG. Now you're going to say I'm on the PSA PR team too. No, I'm just very reasonable. That's all I am. TAG doesn't pay me anything. PSA doesn't pay me anything. I've analyzed the situation. Yeah, I had a small little grading company myself, right? Cardconomist Grading. It's not even really a company. It's more like just a little artisanal thing we did on the side for 2 years. Guess what? Sometimes when you're grading cards, you make a mistake. Sometimes it was supposed to say Final Fantasy, but you typed in Finally Fantasy, and it gets past quality control, and then somebody in the audience notices it, and then you correct it. So that's just how it works. It's a ton of data entry. A lot of you guys don't realize that that's what card grading is about. It's data entry, enormous amounts of data entry. And so it's pretty amazing they don't make more mistakes of this type. Here's Mr. Matthew. What's up, man? He says Mega Dream. 2 packs of Mega Dream. You got it. All right. Cool. Saying something positive about a company equals paid shill. Your opinion sounds more reasonable. Yeah, exactly. Mr. Launch Van Life says, read chat. He says, how is the weather in the States? Oh, it was really good today, actually. I mean, well, it depends on what state you're in. Every state is very different. But today in Missouri, it was sunny and warm, but still kind of chilly. So it was like 50 degrees, which is not the same as Celsius. We have Fahrenheit. So it was 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's a bit warmer for the winter. And the sun came out, and I did a little what do you call it? I did a little bonfire in my backyard. I have a huge backyard, and I was burning up some leaves, and I was burning up some sticks and a big log that the tree company never got rid of. In fact, it's gone now that the tree's been burned. Here it is. Ooh, dreepy. But yeah, so, you know, people come in here multiple times and say, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? And I go, well, yeah. But it's probably just a mistake in their system, not something they want to do. Why would they even care? They wouldn't even. The more expensive part for them is the PR damage. So whatever $1,000 they gained, quote unquote, stealing, they've already lost it in PR disasters. No, companies get rich when they do honest business. That's the truth, especially when you're in the lead like they are. When you're in the lead, when you're not like trying to scramble to catch up or something, you make tons of money. All they have to do is not steal, and they just make whatever, $300 million a year, which is what PSA, I'm sorry, that's what the computer suggests they're probably making. 300 million, you know, annual. That's annual. So $1 billion every like 4 years. Yeah, they're fine. They do not care about a $1,000 card. It's almost like a forgettable amount of money to them. It is, all right. That'd be like if I was scrambling to do a big theft scheme around you guys so that I could make a nickel. What? And then I do it badly because I tell on myself. I tell on myself by making it obvious that it actually was a 10. Like, why would I tell on myself? I'm not even a good thief. You know, so it's clearly an employee mistake. Let me grab my drink real fast. Drink beer around the bonfire. Read CS Man's message. Oh! He says, Mr. ignoring me. When Mr. starts talking, you got to wait for him to see your message. Yeah, it's kind of, it's part of the culture. Oh, you have a separate bag for the Roaring Skies. I gotcha. Okay, I remember this. We talked about this yesterday. Is it kept over here, maybe? All right. Oh, and let me scroll down. There we go. Sorry about that, Mr. CS-Man. Just an FYI, in case you forgot, but the prices in the description isn't updated yet. Could you explain what you mean there, Mr. Jaded? What are you talking about? Prices in the description are not updated? Okay, so we're going to take these and put them in here. I think I put the hits into the hits bag, though. Not updating. Bye, bye, bye. Notice me. This is Marshall Weber. Read CSman's message. There we go. You got to use one of those, Mr. CSman. See the little green bar? That's a, what do they call that? A something chat. Super chat. And say, hey. So let me check those prices real fast to see if I understand what they're talking about. The only thing we changed was OP9. Well, OP9's been updated, so that one's correct. Usually you have prices of the card sets in the description. Oh, you got to hit refresh. You got to hit refresh, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, smash that refresh button, okay, Mr. Jaded? I don't know how that works with vertical, but you need to smash the refresh button. Next up, we have Mr. Mark J. Valerian with a really, really big order. He says, no hollows. Can I get 3 top loaders, 1 Rocket Moltres UPC? You got it, man. All right. Let's do it. Let's go get it. So the first part of the stream was my rant about that PSA mistake, which I think was just a mistake. It wasn't theft. All right, let's see. Not what you want to hear. It's not as exciting. Way more exciting when it's theft. I think I actually read that somewhere. I read that the brain lights up more to negative things. It's more motivating. We are. We can talk about negative things if you guys want. There we go. Ooh. Mister, you get some WD-40 spray your door hinges. It won't squeak. Squeak. There we go. Do you guys remember back in the day when Six used to hang out and she would squeak for us? Oh, she does show up. Six shows up. She doesn't show up quite as often. Oops. All right, so those are the packet of booster packs. And these are the Moltres. Oh my God, it's all just falling apart. Here's the coin. Did he ask for the coin? Ugh. Put this back. This is the dice. This is whatever this is. All right, so now I will squeeze this back in here. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Scooby-doo-doo-doo-doo. 7 is better. Deport Ilan Omar. Oh, my God. Some people did some things. We are. Remember that one? Oh, man. Ready? Ooh. Okay. I don't know if that would happen. I don't think she would be deported, but who knows what happens next on that? That's pure speculation. We'll just have to see what goes on with them. So you got your packet of booster packs here. Cool. Those are good. Set that to the side. We will focus on these for a moment, okay? You ready? She's illegal. I do not actually know anything about that, but I know that she is probably in hot water right now and probably being investigated. Here's Rocket Moltres. Now, this Rocket Moltres came out of a 100% fresh case that we just opened. Okay. I'm not thinking that this one's going to grade 10. In fact, I'm thinking these are probably hard to grade 10. So that's really interesting. We might have to host a break on one of those stamped cards in the future. Here's Destined Rivals Rocket Moltres. Speaking of breaks, we have a new break for you guys to consider. It is. Aha. This is Hidden Fate Snorlax, 1 out of 6 from 2019. It's a 7-year-old card, almost 7 years old. Actually, I suppose it's more like 6 years old, though, because if you think about Hidden Fate's kind of released closer to the winter. The UPC had no protections. I don't know why they do that. It's too bad because it's a really expensive box and all that. I don't know. I guess that's their way of injecting luck into the grading. All right, Mr. Mark. The squeaky door is part of the security system. That's right. Ooh, I was learning more about security, and I was learning about a Wi-Fi jammer device that some thieves are using. So now I got to figure out a trick around that too. I got some really cool ideas for more security in this home. Here it is. I'm always working on security. Did you guys know that? I consider it an essential part of holding on to so many expensive cards is to have like really robust security. There it goes. So Kirsten and I actually work really hard on it. We invest money and think of like what are the best practices and methods. There we go. Make sure anyone comes this way, they get caught and in trouble. All right. So Panic Room. Yes, the Panic Room. Have you ever tried collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards? No, I've never tried that. Wait, I didn't grab my drink. Oh, I'm so freaking thirsty, dude. Give me a second. So thirsty. All right. Ooh. I was worried about you, says Jorge. Mr. Jorge, these are the new stream times. The nighttime stream shall start at 3 a.m. It is now known as the morning stream. Welcome to the morning stream with your host, Cardconomist. All right. Enemy UAV above. Not the UAV. They tracking me? All right. So... Scoobity bum, Scooby doo 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 doo. I was watching my feed and I watched a guy talk. About how he bid on a first edition base set complete set. Charizard and all the other cool cards were there, right? He bid it up to $911,000. That's just short of $1 million. Yeah, just short of $1 million. He bid it up to a really high number. And then he stopped. He said he didn't want to go any further. He was explaining how he used to own that set. The first edition, the PSA 10 first edition base set. He used to own it. and he lost it all in the Palisades fire in California. Which, do you guys remember that fire? A lot of us were wondering how many Pokemon cards got burned up, if any. Because we were all speculating that probably some Pokemon cards might have been destroyed. I mean, it's almost inevitable that some of them would have been destroyed because the fires were so bad. So all it would take is one collector. Anyways, he explained that he lost his first edition base set collection in that fire. He managed to save the Charizard because the Charizard wasn't in the home. It was in a vault in a bank. He lost the entire rest of that collection to fire. One thing that really shook me, though, he showed off his safe. It was a fireproof safe. The safe itself survived the fire. It wasn't in great condition, but it survived. But when you open it up, everything inside the safe had burned to a crisp. It was ashes. So it doesn't matter that you had a fireproof safe. It doesn't protect it from a fire. So I watched that, and it really kind of shook me and made me think, like, man, you know, I can have all the safes I want. The problem is, if anything catches on fire, it's just going to burn up. It just doesn't matter. Like, fireproof safe doesn't save it. So it's got me thinking about what I'd like to do in the future with my private collection as it continues to grow. I might start storing them in 2 places and, you know, ideas like that. We might use various vaults outside of the home. Karis and I even talked about buying a very small home, wrapping it up in super security, and then having that be a separated vault house that we own. Excuse me. Such dark times over here in California. Vaults are valuable. The card was melted. Exactly, the temperatures. Yeah, so, you know, I go through so much trouble to make this house, you know, safe from whatever I can in order to store cards in it. And all I can think is, like, it didn't even matter. Like, let's say I get hit with the forest fire, which we had a forest fire last year. Do you guys remember that video? I made a video about it. There was a forest fire last year. And it just so happened that it didn't make it over here, but it destroyed some other homes on the other side of the fire. We just weren't in the range of it. But it was in the Hahatonka National Park region, and we're up against that. We're adjacent to it. So there's a video somewhere on our channel that shows huge billowing smoke coming toward us and crazy wind, like dust storm wind, you know, like that 60-mile-per-hour wind. And yeah, it just so happened it didn't come our way. So I think we're going to chop down more trees around the home, have no trees close enough to actually touch the home. I'm thinking about that. And I'm thinking about dividing the cards up into 2 places just for, I don't know, the absolute worst disaster case scenario. Here's Slackoth. Here's Eternatus. Time to ship everyone. No, we're not thinking about having any issues in the dead of winter. Winter's cold, man. It's hard to start a fire in the winter, especially some sort of like forest fire. That just doesn't happen in the winter. It does happen in the fall, and it does happen in the spring. And so do tornadoes and all those other natural disasters. Whoa, so far terrible pulls out of these boosters. You guys watching this? All right, it only takes one big pull, Mark. It only takes one chase pull. Let's see. So we got Whirlipede, Ogre Pond Mask. But so, you know, when I bought my collection, it really wasn't that valuable. I started back in 2019, and I didn't have that much. I had a couple thousand here, a couple thousand there. And over the years, it has ballooned. Like, beyond recognition. It's such a large and good collection now. And it's largely due to the fact that the cards themselves just exploded in price. I was buying, like, the absolute luckiest thing you could be buying, according to, like, whatever assets went up the most in price. Last pack of Twilight Masquerade. Damn, that's cold. That is so cold, bro. Here's Destined Rivals. We got a Grimmsnarl. Now, keep in mind, Mark, this is coming out of a case, okay? I wasn't kidding. It really is a sealed case of these. So if this box was cold, maybe in theory the next box is hot. Just saying that. Tossing that out there. So here's Grimmsnarl. And here's... because I don't know how they decide the booster packs, but I bet they're sequential. Here it is. But I bet it's like a typical RNG system. So this is like a cold booster pack. Well, the next booster pack has better odds of being hot. And, oh my God, that is, of course, going to be super cold. Wow, man. He just got sock and bopped him. That is really rough. His booster packs amounted to a handful of EXs, which I suppose is what you risk when you open, you know, a variety of packs rather than one whole booster box of the same packs, right? Wow. Woo! Can we get this guy some, let's see, maybe we get you some sort of bonus, man. You need a bonus for sure. I'm going to get you a junk pack. So here's a junk pack. And I'm going to get you this cool Mario King of Hearts. Here, let's get you Mario, Peach, and the Eiffel Tower character, Luigi. All right. Very nice. I'm going to get you these poker cards. These are gradable. PSA grades these, and they will likely grade 10. They're pack fresh. They come out of a fresh deck. They're from 2010. They're actually like 15 years old. These are not even brand new. Meaning they're not even recently printed. They're actually pretty old. So you get you some bonus cards here for the tough round. Yowza. This is why I'm glad you get the stamped cards. What are we getting here? This is a junk pack. We sell these for $3. Here's some nice Merlin stickers. Those actually have some value. And, oh, you get a little bonus poker card as well. It's worn out. That's an old one, but it's still, it is still a poker card. So that's a cool junk pack, by the way. And we're going to pop all this into your bag now, Mr. Mark. Actually, I think we might create a new bag for you. Thanks, mister. I can use those for strip poker. It is. There we go. I never played strip poker, but I had a girlfriend one time where we played Resident Evil 5. And the rule was we played the game naked the whole time. We are. Very nice. And we beat the game on hard. Very good. Good times. Back when I was young and beautiful. Now I'm a Pokemon card collecting fat guy. What do we have? We've got Mark, Mario Quintana, Maurice. Here is a Matthew. Here is a Matthew. Martin Ramirez. Martin Castellanos. All right, so this bag shall say Mark J. Valerian. Mark JV. WTF? Haha. That's a true story. We played naked for many hours together in a cheap apartment, and it was very sexy. And that was the rule. Very nice. How much for the playmat? For the playmat, I want the promos in the playmat. There we go. I don't sell the playmat. I don't like to sell the playmats. They're very annoying. Okay. So. Thanks, mister. I can use those for strip poker. Dang, that would be bad. Ha 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 ha. All right. So, what do we got going on? By the way, if you've never placed an order, for people placing a first-time order, we've got this first-time order bonus. You get this Shinji Kanda Slowbro, and on the back, you get this Team Rocket Jesse Topps card. So that's free for a first-time order. Just place a first-time order, and you'll receive that. Another thing we've worked on recently, if you haven't thought about jumping into it, excuse me, we have a new jumbo pack break. So here it is, the jumbo pack break with Union Arena. That's Full Metal Alchemist. Here's Halo, Card Wars. This is pretty expensive. This is vintage Naruto. It's not truly vintage, but it's like really old. It's like 13 years old or something. Here's Fortnite, Final Fantasy, Nintendo Game Pack, Action Rings Lenticular. Here's a Super Mario Panini. We've got One Piece, the new solo leveling set. That's solo leveling part 2. Here's this guy who never gives a good card. Here's Chilling Reign, Inferno X, The Surprise, The Gem, Mega Dream, and Match in Battle. So there's a nice Chilling Reign in here, which is an older pack. Where did it go? Oh, it's right here. Yeah, the nice Chilling Reign pack. That's nice. I think we're going to go ahead and inject another pack in there, a bonus pack. Because I know you guys like the bonus packs. So what kind of bonus pack can we pop up in there? Scooby Buns. All right, so we're going to add a booster pack today to the jumbo pack break. Very nice. Now, it's a little more expensive, and you have better odds of pulling something out of there if you're the guy who gets it all. Needs more fire packs. Packs that set on fire. Now, see, we're just talking about that. We don't want to set the house on fire. That's no good. Here's a Lugia. So those packs are all, it's not as like a fat of a round of the jumbo pack break, but it does add up to 160 like usual. We did the math. We can sit down and do it again. It's the fact that some of the packs cost a little more, like the Chilling Reign 17 and the other one, this guy right over here. This guy adds up to 25. So those alone take up a nice chunk by themselves. But Mega Dream's actually a high-class pack. And the Surprise 151's kind of pricey, too. I love it. Like, imagine what I could do with $16 worth if I only gave you, like, the Korean Pokemon. It would look like a fatter bag. But, you know, even though the bag's fatter, that doesn't mean it's better than Mega Dream. I think I'd rather have the Mega Dream, wouldn't you? Same with the Chilling Reign. Like, we could do, instead of one pack of Chilling Reign, we could probably do, like, 6 different packs of Korean. So between that and the Mega Dream, you could have, like, I don't know, like 12 different Korean packs in here. But what do you want? Chilling Reign and Mega Dream or 12 packs of the Korean cards? So don't be, in other words, my point is, don't be confused about what you're getting in the jumbo pack break. It's about what it adds up to, not about how literally fat it is. All right, and speaking of which, first time here, do you ship to Canada? I sure do. I ship to Canada. And what you can do is you can open up booster packs over here. And when it comes time to ship them, instead of declaring them for the cost of the booster pack, we'll declare them for some rough estimate of the baggie of cards. In other words, what I'm trying to say is when you open up cards, you fundamentally change them from what they used to be. And so on the declarations, we're going to try and give you a nice low declarations. This means you're able to buy really expensive amounts of cards over here. And then at the border, we're going to declare them as a little bit cheaper because, well, it's not a sealed pack anymore, is it? It's an open pack of cards. Here it is, Victor Cookie. And unless you pull, like, I don't know, like the top #1 card and have me grade it in grades 10. I don't know how that would work. Well, I don't know how that would work. Maybe we would just be able to declare it for $40 of grading, right? Because, well, I don't know. But so we'll see how that works out. But we've been doing international shipping now for 6 years. We've been helping people get cards across the border for 6 years. It's actually 7 years. And we do a good job. We do a good job of keeping your declarations legally low and getting your cards over nice and safe. Yeah. Been learning about Forex trading. Just opened an account. 12 packs in Chile. Can you add Unified Minds and Silver Tempest to the menu? You know what? I can add Silver Tempest to the menu. I really can. Unified Minds, I don't think I can do that, but I can actually add Silver Tempest. Let me go take a quick look into that if you really want it. Hold on, let me click on this first. Okay, so we have Mark J. Valerian that says, for 1 pack of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ready collection, paying off my slab away, and you may give it out to 1 person in stream tonight. Thanks again for the delicious cards. Mark, I don't understand. Mark just kind of does huge giveaways. Yeah, you're scaring me. Okay, here, let me grab this. All right, let's see. We'll grab this. Very nice. Silver Tempest, nice. Yes, we're actually ready to bring back sets to the menu. Very cool. You're making me nervous with these giveaways. Steep. All right. Throwing this over here. What do we have? We've got Reasoning, Called by the Grave, Reasoning, Predaplant, and Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. Look at that Reasoning. New to Pokemon, how to get out of the sports card world. Yeah, sports cards. So you're new to Pokemon. Did you play Pokemon when you're younger, or are you more interested in them just like from the financial perspective? Let me grab Mark's bag. Mr. Mark. All right. Put candy back on the menu. You guys want candy back on the menu? What if I made handmade candy? Let me ask AI what's the easiest handmade candy. What's the easiest handmade candy I could make? Imagine I made handmade candy and you could buy it off the menu. Peanut butter cups, chocolate chips, peanut butter, powdered sugar, pinch of salt, chocolate bark, honeycomb toffee, microwave fudge. That all sounds terrible. I have no clue. I could probably make baked goods really well. Did you know when I was younger, we baked so much, I became extremely good at baking. There you go. So I'm actually very good at baking. I never do it as an adult, but I'm sure I remember almost all of it if I was to just get back into it. Mister, can you start an OnlyFans? I will, but on the OnlyFans, I'm just going to open Pokemon cards. Okay, so pay off my slab away, he says. And then he says, just give it away. Mark, I don't understand you, Mark. All right, let's see. Mark. He's got the 25th anniversary Poopachu. Damn, bro. All right, so here it is. This is a giveaway from Mr. Mark. Very nice. And it has a value of $150. Jesus Christ, dude. Okay. Boop. I don't understand me either. Mark's so generous. Rice Krispie, please. The legend I used to go into breaks, I've spent over 20K and got dusted, never hit a huge card. Ooh, that sucks, man. You know, the tough part about that, Mr. Buddha, is you could have just bought a $20,000 slab, and yeah, you didn't like get it at a special low price on a break or on a RNG product, but you still got your money's worth. You know, like if you strictly gamble on boosters and breaks, you could get your ass handed to you if you strictly have bad luck. Now, most people don't have strictly bad luck. Most people get average luck. And then some people get extra luck and some people get extra bad luck. Probably like a bell curve distribution kind of situation, right? And so maybe for you, you had extra bad luck. That sounds really bad. But what you probably should have done, at one point, you should have stopped opening boosters. And what you should have done is just bought a slab, dude. Just buy a slab and sit on it. Don't sell it. Don't be impatient. A lot of people are too impatient. They want to sell it right away because they get bored quickly. But now, if you have godly luck, that's very fortunate for you, but that comes at someone else's expense. So it's always important to put those things into perspective. That's why opening cards is not a financial move. It's not investing. It's not, you know, you're not going to get rich from it. It's actually entertainment. So you open packs because it's entertainment. I would say the same thing about breaks. Like, here's this Snorlax. He's 1 out of 6, which means he's $240 being divided by 6. You can just go buy one of these off of eBay for $210 and remove the RNG aspect of it. So why get into the break? You're having some fun. It's entertainment. And so that's what it is. So it's not a way to get rich. It's just entertainment, right? Like on average, if you bought 1 million of these, here's what your odds would come out to. Every 5 times of missing, 1 time you'd hit the Snorlax. So you'd miss 5 times, then you would hit. You'd miss 5 times, then you would hit. That's one of those things you learn in statistics. So if you go to college, you take statistics, right? You discover that the 1 in 6 really represents that you should be missing roughly 5 times and only hitting once. So luck is a thing that people get addicted to. That's the addictive quality of the casino. They get addicted to luck. It's very fun. It's a great feeling. And again, as long as you just treat it like that, as long as you treat it like a bit of fun, I don't think it matters. But if you treat it like you're going to get rich from it, you have the wrong way of thinking about it. It is just entertainment. Now, even buying the slabs is kind of a gamble too, because maybe you buy a slab and you think it's definitely going to go up in price. And so far, that's been true, actually. It's gone up. These slabs have gone up in price consistently over 6 years, 7 years. So, but that's not guaranteed either. But neither is the stock market. Neither is gold. Neither is Bitcoin. None of them are guaranteed anything. You know, the existence of your country 1,000 years from now is not guaranteed, right? Like maybe the UK will not exist. It'll be some other country with no British people left in it. It'll be like a totally different group of people with different rules, different laws, different genetics. So nothing's guaranteed. So all of life has RNG elements to it. And when we mimic those elements, it's very entertaining. But again, you could have just bought a slab and maybe that would have worked. Maybe it wouldn't have worked. But you're in the sports hobby and now you want to come into the Pokemon hobby. I feel like Pokemon's been a rising star and I don't see that changing, which is why I continue to buy lots of Pokemon product. And again, I think it's largely driven by the fact that it's this hobby that's designed to be collected. Think about the design of Pokemon. Like Gundam's not designed to be collected. Gundam's designed to tell a story about space robots. But Pokemon's got to catch them all. And there's 1,000 different Pokemon with 1,000 different attributes and traits and features and personalities. So they get to go do all these artworks, all these different Pokemon. Yes, it's a card game as well. And yeah, it's really fun over here. But, you know, I'd be surprised if you lasted a long time in Pokemon if you didn't love the anime. I feel like you have to love the show. You have to love the video games. You have to have some nostalgia for it. If you don't have the nostalgia, you're already kind of playing from a disadvantage because you don't have a natural understanding of what's driving people to buy them. See, I had tons of the nostalgia. That's how I knew they were going to go up. Did you give away the Noctowl yet? I believe so. Oh my gosh. Who's ready to throw in the towel? Mr. Why are some people more lucky than others? Is there a science behind it? There's no science behind it. Just statistical odds. Like, you might get cancer at a young age, or you might die of old age from a brain problem. That's just luck. And hopefully you get a lot of luck. Some people get very bad luck. I would be happy to break even. So if you break even, if you get 50-50, that's good. That's good. You're average. Most people will be average. Let's see. Luck is completely random. You can't put science with luck. Let me have a sip here. All right. So let's see what's going on over here. Whew. The rambling was a bit long. You know, it's not, Tammy, it's not a ramble. It's just our monologue. So that's a significant part of what we're doing. And when it comes to the live chat, you guys, it's like any live stream. You're not necessarily entitled the attention of the person who's hosting the stream. So if you go into another stream and you say something, you may never be acknowledged. In this case, I was right in the middle of the monologue talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is how do we look at card, let's say, breaks? How do we look at booster pack opening as a source of value? And so I was sharing a philosophy about that. And then, you know, also I was talking about maybe the concept of luck, which is also kind of deeply philosophical. So that's, I don't like to call it a ramble. That kind of puts a negative connotation on it. It's a monologue. And I feel like it's very important because it helps sort of like put things into perspective, you know. So it's important that we have time to do this in the stream. Besides this, there's no orders in the stream currently. I take that back. There is one order. Let me grab that. But we're having a slow night, probably because we started at 3 a.m. And but, you know, I've got to have the monologues because that's essentially what we are. We open packs, but the monologues are essential. That is what the channel is. When did you give away the Noctowl? Was it daytime? You know, to be honest, we host a lot of giveaways, and I can't remember. I don't even remember. I think that was like was it an English Noctowl that we handed out for Mark? I actually don't remember. Mister, today when I was watching the anime Soul Eater, a character named Excalibur reminded me of you. It kind of looks like you. What? No, he doesn't. Let's see. Mister's deep. What pack should I mass buy and store for a long time? Well, that's a great question, Legend of Debt. You're kind of asking a question many people ask, which is which Pokemon product should I hoard because it'll give me the best return on investment? And if only you knew, you could just go buy it, but you don't, and nobody does. That's crystal ball kind of stuff. It works the same way in the stock market. If you had just known to buy NVIDIA before it exploded, you could have become rich very quickly. So you're asking an age-old question that everybody asks, and that is, what thing on earth do I need to go after in order to double my money, in order to become rich? And there is no answer to it. It's a very tricky question with a very tricky answer. All right. Hey, so we've got an order here for one jumbo pack spot from Mr. Thujipan. I think I said that right. Mr. Thujipan. What's up, man? All right. Here we are. I like the look of the cards and the artwork, and my son wants to get into it as well, so I want it to be a family collecting thing we do together. You know, Karis and I are trying very hard right now to have kids, and if I have kids, I am 100% getting them into card collecting because I think it's very similar to fine art collecting. You know, card collecting's just, it's sort of like its own thing, right? It's collectibles. It's not the Mona Lisa. It's not like Jade, Stone Dragon. It's not the Russian oligarch's Easter egg or whatever it is. It's none of those things. But it seems to be this thing that captures everyone's attention, and lots of money is being tossed around. And so I think that it's a brand new thing for modern times, right? Like those old-timey things like the Mona Lisa, it wasn't a corporate brand, was it? It was just some artist, and he was a really good one. So it wasn't a corporate brand, but it still gathered everyone's attention and became very expensive over time. Well, now we got these corporate brands, and they're all making art. Like, this is art, but it's a corporate brand. So we're in a whole new world, and they're very small. Like, it fits in the palm of your hand. It's so different. It's not like an old frame thing, but it fits in the palm of your hand, and so it's very different times, and they print a bunch of it. But but there's a whole market for it. And I think, you know, if I have kids and they grow up and they show an interest, I'm going to try and, you know, nurture that interest and get them to understand how to be good at trading these cards and selling them as well. Now, this guy has a sticker on the left side of the card, which suggests to me it's an old price tag, but I recognize the price. It's already correct at 54. Mr. Monologues are gas. He's saying they stink. Mr. Excited for the boys next year, April? Next year, April is already that soon. You know, I turned 37 in April, so I guess I'd have to say no. How am I already 37? I feel like my 30s started yesterday. All right, so this will say 54 on it. Bro, I'm not ready to be 40. I hear that some of your best years in life, though, as a man, are in your 40s because you're typically established. And I would have to say that's probably true for me. So by the time I'm 40, all I need to do is get ripped, and then I'll be, I don't know, like Zaddy or something. If I got ripped, I'd be like this guy with the successful career, a little bit of wealth, and hopefully healthy, hopefully not dying of like lung cancer or some other unrelated disease. Wouldn't that be ironic that if working with Pokemon cards all day long made you very sick? It is. So that's something that we don't know if it's true or not, because no one's really done this before, where you have to sit in front of cards and cardboard all day long. Yeah, but I feel exposed to a lot of ink, a lot of fumes from the ink, so we'll find out. Okay, these all go over here. The best years are in your 40s. I'm 43 and love it so far, says Mr. Buddha. Oh, that's nice, man. Yeah, I hear, you know, when you're young, life's really chaotic. You don't know who you are. Your 20s, you're like college. Dating's terrible. It's pointless almost. 30s, you start to settle down, but you've got a career, but you're not really wealthy. And then by 40, you've built some wealth. And so I feel like that trajectory is probably true for me. And so we'll see how it goes. Oh, this Noctowl. All right, here we are. So we got a Mark Noctowl and we got a Pikachu. So we got two Mark giveaways side by side. So let's go ahead. And by the way, Timmy, you were helping the other earlier today in the Discord server. Here it is, Tammy. Is Tammy still here, by the way? Tammy won giveaway. So we got a new currency. If you help me out with something, you're going to get one of these currencies. It's giveaway spot. So Tammy, you can redeem it on whatever giveaway you like. So that's a new thing. Normally, I just write you down on a giveaway. Now, I will give you this like a currency, and you can pick the giveaway that you like. Okay? Straight up had to look in the daytime. Mister, what are your thoughts on prenups? I think marriage is in a very bad way right now. I think that there's been a sort of cultural change in the relationship between the sexes, and marriage has become not a safe haven for having a, strong partner and children and all these other great things. Instead, it started to become sort of like this, I don't know what you want to call it, like a post-prosperity kind of thing. Like we've reached a point where now marriage is in trouble because of all of our cultural changes. We've had think about when marriage was doing very well in the United States, 1950s, which they say is when all the women were getting beaten by men, right? Like they were just getting relentlessly beaten at home. But have you ever actually watched interviews from the 1950s? They talk like this. They talk really soft. Everyone, oh, hey, oh, hi. They all talk super soft, super nice. Not like we do now. Now we're rude and disgusting, like really, really horrible. So back then, there was no TikTok. There were no memes. Nobody had ever seen anything like a Belle Delphine. There was no corn on the internet. There was no internet. And so I suspect, actually, that it was probably a considerably less promiscuous time period. There was probably considerably less violence in that time period. Everyone seemed so calm and milquetoast and soft in a certain way. Like they probably could not believe some of the degeneracy that we have today compared to what they had back then. So this idea that people just went home and beat each other all day long, there probably were some cases of that, of course, but I don't think it was necessarily normal or even frequent in America. And so back in the 1950s, it was just a totally different culture. People got married, they stayed together, they had children, and they raised the children, and that was life. We're way far in the future. Now, it's sort of like the men, they just... they have a screen that has every hot girl in the universe on their screen doing everything. And divorce is kind of signed up in this way where you can work very hard and become successful, and then a girl can get a message from a guy on Tinder and say, hey, baby, come hang out with me and be wild and free. And if she does and she breaks up with you, she gets half your stuff. She just gets it. So she gets to sleep with this guy over here and take half your stuff with her. And so it's a very volatile time for marriage right now. My thoughts are, if you can get into a good marriage, you're very lucky. It's still a good institution in theory, but maybe the rules for the institution need to change to sort of be adapted to our new time period. But if it's working for you, if you're in a good marriage, you're very lucky, and it's not a bad idea. It's just that maybe the rules need to be updated. By the way, there's no orders in the queue. If you want to see some cards open, guys, send in an order. Happy Wednesday morning. By the way, Tuesday is traditionally our slowest day of the week. This would be Tuesday night, technically, right? This is the Tuesday night stream. We're calling it the morning stream now. This is the Wednesday morning stream. So I'm not really surprised if tonight's a little bit slower. Let's see the slabs. Mr. Refresh the website. I did. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. I hit refresh on it. It hadn't come in yet. Mr. Jared, 10 packs of the Nikkei BTO1. All right. Hell yeah, dude. Let's get it. We can do a lot of monologues tonight if you guys want. If it's a slow night, we can just talk all night. I don't care. There it is. All right. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 here. Yeah, it's a rough time. It's rough for girls and boys. It's rough for everybody, I think. All right. Very good. Nikkei is fun to open. Don't even touch the search bar on Instagram. Andy, man, are you suggesting that you get on Instagram, you touch the search bar, and it recommends a bunch of dancing thoughts to you? Because when I'm on TikTok, I don't really get that many sexy girls. When I'm on Instagram, I'm subscribed only to Pokemon cards. But I click search, and it's a bunch of girls with their asses out. We are. All right, here we are. Snipping time. Ooh. Which I'm not necessarily complaining about, but damn, Instagram. They're pushing it, man. There we go. Instagram says, we know where your eyes go on your screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen, I'm a man. I can't help it. There you go. But yeah, it's the culture has changed. The expectations have changed. It's a tough time. It really is. There we go. I think that if a guy told you don't get married, it's not like he's some sort of crazy hair-brained, like psychopath, homeless guy who's like doing jibber jabber after he's drank a bottle of whatever you drink. It's a real consideration by men these days because they feel like there's many things going on. They go, I don't want to touch these women who they don't take life seriously. They're not looking for love. They're looking for maybe like just sex or something, or they're ran through or whatever, right? There's a lot of terms, but it's all red pill stuff and konnichiwa. But I think it kind of goes both ways a little bit, The men aren't exactly gallant, what would you say, noble steeds or anything. Actually, have you seen the men from the Whoa! Have you seen the men from the 1950s? They're hotter than us. They look better than we do. The men from the 1950s, they're all tough as hell. They're dressed like they're from the mafia. They're so sharp. Like, clearly, the quality and how men dress today, way down. Back in the 1950s, they had drip coming out the wazoo. So those guys were dressed really well. We don't do that anymore. A lot of men just, it's kind of like basketball shorts. That's what I've got on right now. I got basketball shorts on right now. So the women back then had like these really healthy, really fit men. They weren't fat. Nobody was on Ozempic. I'm going to get on, you hear about that? I'm going to get on this Zepbound stuff, the GLP-1. I'm going to try that out. But, all the men were pretty thin. Whoa! Oh, my God. I like my men non-gooner. There were no gooning men. There were no gooning girls. It was just very different. And maybe that environment was less enjoyable in a certain dopamine way. On the other hand, maybe it was more conducive toward romantic love and having children. And the cat's out of the bag. It's one of those, like, we've walked through a door and the door is closed behind us. What do we do now? I don't know. What do we do now? Everyone has knowledge now. It's like we've eaten from the tree of knowledge, right? Isn't that the story of Adam and Eve? So Adam and Eve have been eating the apple for a while. They've been eating the Gooner apple for a while now. Where do you go from now? Like, look at this. This is just, we're just opening this on stream, and this is just like normal. Yes, she's very hot. Some dude drew this. She's got giant titties. It's great. They didn't have that in the 1950s. That would have been unheard of back then. I mean, it would have been like diabolical back then. Everyone would have looked at you like you're crazy. You would get in trouble if you even had like a date with the girl where you stayed over at her place or she stayed over at your place. It just didn't happen. They really actually did the whole no sex till marriage stuff. You know, it's crazy as that sounds. No one does that anymore. So, yeah, it's different times. It's really fascinating. What do you guys think about it? You think it's a change for the good or the change for the worse? It's definitely change. So I won't judge. I won't judge. It is change. Wow, dude. That's BT01, by the way, guys. 10 packs of this cost him $35 if you'd like to open some BT01. PSA is an angel from heaven. God bless modern art. God bless modern art from Japan. All right, so that is for our friend, Mr. Jaded. All right. Also, I should have asked this. So for Mr. Thujipan, was this your first time order? It was, wasn't it? I need to get you these cards right here. That was his first time order. He gets these, right? So I forgot about that. And then Jaded, let's go find your bag. I don't think my skin tone would have survived in the 1950s. Yeah, maybe more prejudice. You know, the funny thing is, I don't think today's way less prejudice. It's just, who knows? Because in the 90s, I actually felt, because I'm from the 90s, right? I'm an old guy now. I felt like in the 90s, there was somehow less race anger. Like maybe there was more of it that was hidden, or maybe it was more subtle. But I feel like nowadays it's like at a boiling point. It's all anyone talks about or thinks about. There's so much of it all the time. Maybe as a result of the social media hive mind, but also perhaps just because people keep stirring it up and saying, hey, we got to fight about this. We got to talk about this. We got to disagree about this. You're on the wrong side. I'm on the right side. And so, you know, I feel like it's actually a more chaotic, vitriolic time period than the 90s were, when supposedly now we've got all this progress. The 90s was calm. It was calm. There was not so much fighting. I lived on a very mixed neighborhood. Black kids, there was Italian kids that acted Italian, Puerto Rican kids, there was Latino kids. They were just everybody mixed in there. And we all played football together, and there was no internet. And nobody even talked race. It just wasn't a thing. No one talked about it. And my dad was Filipino, and no one talked about it. My dad didn't say, oh, I'm Filipino and it matters. He didn't even talk about it. So now we talk about it endlessly. It's all you hear about. The people on the news talk about it. The Hollywood celebrities, all they do is talk about it. They go, oh, woe is me. And the politicians use it to say, you got to vote for me because, you know, I've got the right tone or the wrong tone or something. So it's all you hear about now, and it's just exploded. It's become the focus of the world. All right, let's see. Yeah, humans apparently do not get along with each other very well. We're jumping back over here. You must have ordered in the PayPals. Is that right? There it is. Mister, I bought before, but maybe like 2 years ago. Oh, okay. Maybe 2 years ago. I'm going to give you the first time cards anyways, okay? So you go ahead and take those for coming back 2 years later. I appreciate you jumping back over here. Here it is. If anyone else is watching who hasn't placed an order in over a year, jumps in here, we'll give you a little giveaway thing. We'll treat you like a brand new buyer. Woo! All right, there we go. So 12.25. Very good. I'm glad you decided to peek in again. All right, so you got a bag now, and this is the break. It needs 2 more people, and it goes off. Lovely. Did you guys see this Ryolu McDonald's card? $44. I just sold one of these on eBay. I'm not kidding. I sold a bunch of tag slabs on eBay in the last like 2 days. I don't know if you guys knew about that, but eBay sales, man. Here it is. Look at this. It actually says I've got 7 items to ship. And let's see. One of those items is, oh, look at that. That's Psyduck. So I sold one of the Psyducks already, but that was a second Psyduck. Really nice card. Can't go wrong with the Psyduck. He's a strong card to collect. Roku took $6 from me. For what? Oh my God, they need to make it not so impossible to get away from that kind of stuff. I don't even know what they took it for. It just says Roku Incorporated Customer Service. I didn't buy anything. Oh my God. All right. Well, next up, we've got Andrew Martin. Hey, what's up, Andrew? One live custom for the generous Mark V. Ooh, the live customs. I'm trying to order. I can't find the shipping cost. It just shows my total, but not the shipping cost. Is it an international shipping or a domestic shipping within the United States? If it's international, it's based off of weight. So if you have a heavy thing, it costs more. If it's in the United States, it's always a flat rate of $9, and you don't have to ship until you want to. So you get 1 full year of storage over here on the table, and we automatically store your cards until you order $9 shipping. 1, 2, 3. All right. And an international one. So that'll be based off a calculation of weight. The average price for international shipping is $40 US. But we can fit a lot of stuff in there. And if you only have like 2 cards to ship, you know, like barely anything at all, that would be $20. But that's for very light shipments. All right, here goes. This is a gift from Andrew to Mark. It is 1 Homer Simpson card. Look, Homer, clean as a whistle. Oh, my God. I bought from you before, maybe 2 years ago. I'm trying to order, can't find the shipping costs. Yeah, so, again, shipping, the way it works, international shipping is $20, $40, or $80. And it's all based off of how heavy your stuff is. And the average international shipment will be $40. Most people end up paying $40. It's just, that's how we do it. 3 flat rates, 20, 40, 80. So live custom going back up in here. All right. Ugh. Let's see. God bless modern art. So we've gone on a couple conversation routes now. There you go. Very nice. Very good. I say we price up some new slabs. What do you guys think of that? No, don't do it, mister. We would hate that. I'm going to do it. Ooh. The lovely sound of those clinking slabs. Oh, baby. If you guys are enjoying tonight's stream, be sure to smash the subscribe button for me. We go live every day, multiple times a day. Daytime stream, nighttime stream. Although now we're going to start calling it the early morning stream. This is my morning now. This is not the end of the day for me. This is my morning. So I'm actually more refreshed in this stream. What'll end up happening, I'll be tired in the daytime stream. That'll be like my nighttime is the daytime stream. It's going to be closer to my bedtime now. Any Lapras? Any Lapras? I don't think I remember grading any Lapras. I do have a, what is it called? A Quest sticker Lapras. I don't know if I want to sell it, but I might sell it for $750. That's what the Clefairy just sold for. Yes. All right, you guys want to see that? Let me show you that real fast. I'll show you guys that. Go over here. Sold. Wow, this app's really slow. All right, check this out. Clefairy sold $750. That's Quest Clefairy. I think I can just click on it like this. I don't know if it shows any private details. I'm still learning this. There it is. Sold $750. That's Quest Clefairy. You know, I was pricing those Quest stickers up on the table kind of pricey, and no one believed in the price. I was like, it should be expensive because it's a unique looking video game card and it's low pop. I've seen this before with like the Rumble cards. Remember that? Look at this. So we also sold this Wobbuffet for $120. Simple Wobbuffet poker card. Look how dirty my screen is. All right, look at that. $120, Wobbuffet. That's Wobbuffet. Just a random ass Wobbuffet Yeah, pretty interesting, isn't it? All right, we'll close this out. Mister, I want the 7-Eleven stamped Lapras. Ooh, 7-Eleven stamped Lapras. I've never heard of that. Andrew Martin's order is done, by the way. Thank you, Mr. Andrew Martin. And here, let me hand out a spot for you on this. So anybody who places an order tonight is going on this Pikachu. Andrew Martin, from here on out. You're in, Mr. Andrew. Okay. So that's the giveaway card for tonight. We're going to, if you place an order, we're going to put you on there. Here's Mousehold. We'll do that so that we have some stuff to do tonight. And anyone who keeps us busy will be rewarded that way. So Mousehold. And this shall be 318. Did Mark hire anything? Did Mark hire anything? I don't know what that means. So this guy's $100 in a PSA 10, which seems way too high. I don't believe that this card would ever be worth $100. Whoever priced it at that is smoking something. We are going to price this much more appropriately at about, when did this come out? 2023, maybe about 45 bucks. All right. Keep lagging, shoveling snow, says Andy Man. Andy, I heard that that's one of the most common ways to get a heart attack is shoveling snow. Did you know that? Apparently, the cold air restricts your blood vessels, and then the snow makes your heart beat faster. You know, the work, the exercise. Now, over here we have Terra Festival Shen Pao. Shen Pao. Really hard to remember the name of Shen Pao because a lot of Pokemon look like their character, but Shen Pao, I don't really know what that means, so it's a very confusing Pokemon to remember. Okay, Master Ball Shen Pao is $30. I don't think this Pokemon is going to be very popular in the United States because the name's not like, you know, like Ice Furred or something like that, you know. There you go. The name's not going to stick. He is Zeraora. If they renamed him here in the U.S., he'd be instantly more popular. All right. Zeraora also a Master Ball. So we got Zeraora Master Ball. Aura. Okay, Zeraora Master Ball shall be also $30. Okay, we got that. Bazoinks. Good. And Lieutenant Surge's Raticate. Look at that Raticate. Very nice. Good. Now, didn't somebody ask for Silver Tempest? Somebody asked for Silver Tempest, right? Oops. Classic Raticate. He's going to be $40. Snow is heavy. Yeah, you work yourself up and your blood vessels constrict. It's really interesting to learn about. Here's an EV9. Good. Silver Tempest could be awesome. I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested in filling the menu out with more crazy stuff. This shall say EV, what's his number? 173? Hey, mister, I need a hit. Hey, what's up, Mr. Hotbox? Can't underestimate how many snow tires you have over time. So he's $25. Okay. Good. Very sweet. So we got some fresh slabs up here. Lots of cheap slabs these days, you know. I need my Pokemon fix. What? Good thing I don't live in a snowy environment. I love the snow. You know, I don't think the snow's great to drive in, but it's so beautiful and the air is so crisp. It's like you got to experience it. If you haven't been around the snow, you got to experience a good snow. It's really good. It feels healthy. It's like nippy. It's hard to describe, even though I just described it. So here's Mr. Mark. He says, may you do a giveaway for my Giratina Moltres Slab to one of your moderators. Feeling jolly today. Ho, ho, ho. What? Your Galarian Moltres Slab. Galarian Moltres Slab. I will look it up, okay? Same Reaper. My girlfriend got me the Snoopy Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm going to freeze my Snoopy donut and save for it. Hold on. Give me a second here. Mr. Corey's doing a round of shipping. So, Mark, let me go find that, and we'll see. I don't know what that means. Is that like a really expensive Galarian Moltres? Because I know there's an expensive one. I'll be right back, guys. I got to go grab it. Also, I'll take a minute and look for a Silver Tempest box and see if I can bring that in the room. Okay, guys? So I'm grabbing 2 things. I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. All right. So I have cases of Silver Tempest ready to go. So, cases of them. However, they're at the very bottom of the palette of cases. And the case is stacked like 12 cases high. So I would have to like undo the whole stack to get to them. I don't know. That would take me like an hour, dude. So I can get to them, but it would take a long, long time. Okay, breaking news, J.D. Vance caught arguing with his wife. Maybe for sleeping with Donald Trump. What? So, do me a favor here, Mark. Can you just make a penny message detailing that, excuse me, create like a receipt. Mark, can you do me a favor? And these are some pretty big giveaways. So if you could send me a penny message in Discord, I'm sorry, in PayPal, and say, give away my Noctowl 10, my Pikachu 10, and my Galarian Moltres 10, that will help us keep a receipt of it all, okay? All right, because those are some pretty expensive giveaways. Now, he's saying give this away as well. This Galarian Moltres goes to the moderators. So here's the deal. We'll allow this one to run for maybe about 2 days. Any moderator who shows up to the stream will get in it. You're not obligated to tell any moderators to get in here. That's up to them to come hang out with us. It is. Good luck, mods. Hey, mister, do you have any PSA 10s for under $20? There's not going to be a lot of PSA 10s under $20 because it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's like the cost of grading is like over $20. So I don't think you'll ever find it that cheap. I mean, it's a miracle that there's graded 10s under the price of $50. I mean, that's $40. That one's $30. So that's already a very good price. I don't think it goes any lower than that. Okay, so this one's for the mods. We're going to mark it Mark just to once again state that it's a Mark giveaway. To get onto this list, you have to be a moderator, and then you just have to tell me you want to be on the list. You pretty much just have to sign in. So that's Alex and Tammy are definitely getting in. Alex. Number 2, Tammy. There you go. I eat spicy food. She just hates raw fish type food. She doesn't like raw parasitic fish. What's wrong with her? All right. So, and by the way, we need to actually add these up on your donations card. So the Pikachu is like, what, 50? Let's get this out. 275 plus 150 plus 100. 525 is the total giveaway. Wow. I don't know, Mark. That's a little crazy. I'll put this here. I want to be on the list, please, bro. So we got Alex, we got Tammy, anyone else who shows up, any of the moderators. It's kind of like a test of who comes into the stream frequently. Yeah, as a moderator, you don't have to tell anybody. We kind of almost prefer that you don't tell anybody because we want to see who shows up in the next 48 hours. All right, so we'll put that over there. And then we're still running these 2 slabs. Maybe the Noctowl should go first. What do you guys think? Noctowl first? Let's get the Noctowl first. We actually have some pretty good giveaways. You know, here's one of the nice things about our group is it's not that large right now. We have just 54 people watching, and you're probably going to get into a giveaway if you're just really consistent with it. Iron ore. It's like a little secret. Here's Bu Shaman. Bu Shaman. So we shouldn't have 2 of these up at once. Number 13, we've got Alex PSX. Number 14, we've got send in an order, guys. Let's have a nice Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. This is now the Wednesday morning morning time stream. Yeah, we've changed schedule. We're on a new schedule. I would suspect our new schedule will cause us to lose a couple viewers, but maybe over time we also gain some new ones for the morning time stream. People who are up really, really early. I think you forgot Rockstar Mahi. Mr. I sent a ZELLE for my shipping. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let me get to that. So we've got Corey Blackbird. He says, shipping for my bag and slabs. Whoa, you even included your email. You're hardcore, man. All right. So Corey, we got Cody, Connor, Craig, Cybershop, Corey. Haha. Wonderful. Nightbot listening to me for once. Could we do some pre-purchases on the Silver Tempest? Ooh, you really want the Silver Tempest. So, again, it's at the very bottom of a huge stack. I could even show you if I brought you out into the room. Maybe I could just go spend like 30 minutes peeling it out of there. Anyone else definitely going to buy some if I pull it out? That doesn't sound right. It's not going to be cheap. I mean, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be pricey. When you get a chance, refresh the website. Nice. All right, so we'll get into that as well. Let me just get this shipping done. Oh, let's reset the shipping software real fast. Step number 1, we're resetting the shipping software. What's the new hours, says Pokemon Nostalgia Store. We begin at 3 a.m. in the morning. The previous rule was that we were supposed to start at 1 a.m. for the late night stream. This is officially the morning stream. The very early morning stream. All right. Yes, this shall become a morning stream. We're going to go over here. Mister going to see where I live. I see where everybody lives. I don't care. Whoa, I can't believe where he lives. Corey, I can't keep it a secret. I have to tell everybody. All right, let's grab this. All right. All right. And let's grab the email. All right. Very nice. Wow, man, I can't believe you live in Alabama. Doesn't it get boring out there? Let's grab, let's grab this. And we'll go ahead and mark your bag as about 8 ounces because it's going to be about that much, I assume. And now we're going to hit print postage. See how this goes. They're going to update the address to the correct formatting. Okay, and now it's just choosing a price. Time to sleep. I love that you're willing to try new things, mister. No, that's dishes time and video game time. I needs to know. What needs to know? What needs to know? What's 3 a.m. California time? 1 a.m. in California. So if we consistently begin at 3, that's 1 a.m. in California. Now I have to warn you guys, it could over time shift to being a start time of 4 a.m. Okay, it really could happen. Oh, look at that. The label's actually ready. How nice is that? All right, so it's really, you can either call it super late night or very early morning. There it is. It's the third shift. But we're doing this so that I go to sleep like a normal boy. For some people, it might work out. It might be you going to work early in the morning and you hear the stream on. Here's Mr. Martin, and he says to Mega Dream, Martin, all you had to do was say, Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin wanted Mega Dream. Mr. Martin wanted. Here goes Mr. Martin. Booba dooba dooba dooby doo. Scooby dooby buns. All right. Fez and Dippity. And Psyduck. All right, we got Psyduck. Yay, that's the best time. So it sounds like it doesn't change anything for you, Mr. Alex. Okay. Okay. That's for our friend, Mr. Martin. He does pick up the Psyduck AR. It's a good card. And you got a bag over here. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a. By the way, how's this product changing in price over time? Oops, let me hit refresh on this over here. So we are officially lowering the price of Mega Dream to $15, okay? You know, I hadn't checked it in like a day or two. Mega Dream, $15 per pack, $150 per box. Sorry, I changed it on your order, so now you're like, hey, I overpaid. Mr. Martin, if you want to apply $2 to your next order, you can do that, okay? Now, yes, Mega Dream is now $15. It is cheaper by $1, which maybe makes it a little more enticing. Where do we put you, Martin? Oh, man, that's heavy. Pricing, dynamic price. You got to, like, change prices constantly. Are you really in that other box? Oh, look at that. That's expired. That is expired bag. Mary's got a bag that is expired. Which one pack has the Gengar? A whole bunch of packs have Gengar. Oh, my gosh. Here you are. I found you. All right. I had to go on a big hunt there, Mr. Martin. Is Lost Origins a good set? They're all good sets. You know, it's all expensive, too. Nothing's cheap to open. All right. Whoa. Let's see. Ooh, Houndour. Whoa. So he's got nothing but Korean cards. I'm going to dumpy these in here, maybe. Oh, we need a new first-time order card. Perfect. We'll put the Houndour in there. Okay, so first-time order gets a Houndour. 2 spots in the Jumbo Pack Break left, says Vicky Man. That's right. Jumbo Pack Break needs 2 more people. There it is. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Thank you, Martin. Okay, it's the website's turn. Haha, we've got an order. Is it updated? Oh, no, it's still, there we go. We've got an order for Mr. Jaded, and he says 14 Nikkei BTO3s. Ah, now you shall see. You shall see now the BTO3s. Let's rotate these beautiful slabs to the Nami break. This water energy that no one's going to buy. Here's Glaceon. Ooh. And here's this Charizard, which is up to 9 out of 28. That's a pretty serious break, too. I'm surprised if you don't have a spot in there. Here's the trade slab. Trade to get a spot in the trade slab. And here's Rotom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I need 2 more of these. Okay. Lost Origins has Giratina. Yeah, Lost Origins was always pretty popular, but that's reflected in the price now. So you have to pay a lot to get into that one. So I will go get a BTO3 box if I can even freaking find it, because I don't know where it's stored. And should I try to grab a Silver Tempest? I mean, that'll take like 20 minutes to dig out the Silver Tempest. At least 20. I don't feel like it's worth it, but maybe I can like start digging it out. So maybe I'll start digging out the Silver Tempest. Man, my throat's dry. There we go. Boink. So, Silver Tempest. I started digging it out. Here it is. I'm curious, though, if I should really open a case of it or if I just should go buy some more of it. If we open the case, the booster packs have to be priced based off of the case. If we just get a loose box, we can just base it off of a loose box. I guess my question for you guys is, what do you actually prefer? Do you prefer the considerably lower price you get when it's, you know, a loose box off the internet? Or do you prefer the much higher price associated with the box coming out of a pure case? What do you guys actually like? I've always assumed you prefer the case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 loose boxes. Mr. Just buy some more of the loose boxes. Oh, okay. All right. Maybe I ought to sell a case, like get a case listed up. And when it sells, convert that cash into loose boxes or something. I don't know. It is. Actually, that's hard to say. All right. Maybe we do a case, but we just have a light premium. All right, what do we got? We got this girl with her legs showing. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. This is usually when a lot of people are logging off of the stream because it's so late. Damn, dude. Holy. What is this game again? Is it a BDSM game? Here it is. You guys can't convince me that this is just a cool shooter game. This is definitely a boobies mama game. It is. I would only care about the case price when I'm buying the case out. It is. Very nice. Okay. So, Mr. CS Man, how knowledgeable are you about cases, I guess is my question. Did you know you can actually predict how much is left in the case based off of what's come out of the case. So like if you were to go buy a box on eBay, it's quite possible that the person on eBay already knows that the chases have been pulled from the case, and so now they're just liquidating the boxes on eBay. Did you know that that's possible? Like, a case typically contains, I can't remember what it would be for Silver Tempest, but I think it's just like one chase pull. That's it. One alt-art every 6 boxes that was definitely true for Evolving Skies. You would get like one chase card. It's pretty rare to get 2, but I suppose it's possible, but it was rare. You know, it wasn't that random. It's kind of like, think of a box of like One Piece. There's a case, it holds 12 boxes, and one case chase comes out. Well, the alternative art was like a case chase in a lot of sets, and especially during the Sword and Shield era, when you're chasing, like, let's say just Lugia, you don't really care about anything else. In the Silver Tempest set, what that means is if somebody were to pull Lugia out of a case, they know just liquidate the rest of that case onto eBay. Ooh. I do know that, but the price discrepancy, I'm guessing, would not justify the promise that the case is untouched. That's why if I'm going to buy 6 boxes open, I would not mind coughing up more. Here we are. Wait a second. Let me read that. Oh, I see. So you're saying paying extra for a valuable case. Well, I mean, it's not just my price. It's not like I'm doing a specialty price. If you actually go to eBay and type in case of, what's it called again, Silver Tempest? Case Silver Tempest. All right, check this out, okay? So we're looking for a true sealed case, and it looks like you can get a true seal. And, you know, it really depends. Sometimes a set hasn't actually become that expensive yet, so I don't know what it's like for Silver Tempest yet, but it looks like we're talking about the 6-box case. Trying to find it. Looks like maybe this one right here, $3,000. So that's going to be $3,000 divided by 6, right? Now that's before taxes, of course, as well. But so that's about 500, right? And then if we actually go look for a box of Silver Tempest, okay, box Silver Tempest. So I bet you the price of a box of Silver Tempest is way lower. Why are they showing me like car parts? I don't need car parts. Booster box Silver Tempest. And then let's have the price be, let's just choose best match. Okay, well, it's actually not too far off from the booster box price. But it looks like I can get a box for about $400. So maybe there's about a $75 difference there. And, well, I mean, that is something, right? I don't know what the price difference there, like 20% difference. What would that actually be? Almost 40. Almost 20, I mean. But what that shows you is that the price of an actual booster box, a loose one, is cheaper than the case. And that's precisely because people know stuff coming out of a case is the only kind of product that's truly untouched. And by the way, that might not have been the cheapest price. Let me see if I can find the cheapest price. So here we go. So the price of a cheap box of Silver Tempest really is oh, that's Spanish. Hold on. Oh my God, I didn't even know they printed this in Spanish. All right, here we go. So no, it's actually that one we were looking at. So $410 plus $13, so about $423. So about $75 cheaper per box. So like, what matters more to you guys? Does it matter paying that extra fee for the box that comes out of the case? Or does the other thing matter? Does it matter to get it the absolute cheapest as possible? And I'm curious what you guys truly think about that. And you guys might say one thing and then do something else with your money. I'm aware of that too. Like, remember we had that Crown Pikachu break? People voted for the Crown Pikachu and then no one bought in. All right. So, Mr. Jaded, so this is a very interesting topic of discussion around pricing cards. You guys want to see my case? I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Here we are. Put that over there. Yeah, that is a lot of money, an extra $75 per box. Now we have Mr. Martin Ramirez. He says, 2 more Mega Dream. 2 more Mega Dream. So these are $15 a piece now, and he took $2 off of them. Perfect. Pokemon has no such mapping per se. What, for the cases? Well, what I noticed being a card seller who during that time period, the 2021, 2022 time period, I sold through many cases during that time, and I noticed cases rarely had more than one alternative art. Sometimes they had two, but it was rare. And yeah, so like if you pull one alt art, you could just get out of that case and go to the next case and have way higher odds of getting another alt art before having to, you know, clear out a bunch of cold ones. You did it! It's electric. How are the orders looking today? Time for backsort tonight? Maybe. A little bit slow tonight, actually. I'd say it's a little bit slow. Perfect night for card grading, guys. When it's a slow night, we'll do 10 for 10, $10 for 10 cards pre-graded, okay? So slow nights are great for pre-grading or trading or bag sorts. Toss this over here. All right, Mr. Martin. You're going to be up here. Well, I have to reach so far for these. Very nice. Miss Sarah. You don't want a bag sort, Sarah. What are you talking about? Okay. Martin is done. Javier Arroyo, 3 gem 3s. 3 gem 3s. Miss Sarah. Okay. All right. Can we have a close-up of the lady in the back? One prismatic. Let's get that prismatic. Baby. Here's this. I don't know what's playing on the radio right now, but it's not very good. What do you guys want playing on the jukebox? Shadow Lord chiptune cover? Pass. That's going to be a pass too. How do we get into something good? Vaporwave radio? 90s TV ads? What? What? They have 90s commercials playing in the background. That's so clever. Deltarune Lo-Fi? I don't know. Lo-Fi's. We'll see. Don't forget the giveaway spot for the orders. Oh! Hold on. I did forget about that. I completely forgot about that. Hold on. So let's finish this one out with those giveaways, okay? So let me just see what the orders were for. They were for Jaded. I totally forgot I said that. Jaded. Martin Ramirez. Number 18. Let's see. Javier Arroyo, obviously. Okay, and number 19 can be... Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay, that's what it's going to be. So we got one more spot on the knockdown. No, 2 more spots on the knockdown. All right, Mr. Javier. Okay. Very good. What do we got? We've got Janine's Secret Art. What? Here's Pyroar. Master Ball. That's not bad. 1 pack, one Master Ball. We've got Clefairy. Ooh, Clefairy. We got the dog, Borf. Look at that dog. Borf. And a hollow. All right. That's for you, Mr. Javier. You do pick up an AR. So that was kind of a snipe round, but it was Graveyard. So nothing too exciting with Graveyard. Damn it, Graveyard. Turn into Cubone already. Freaking Graveyard, man. No double Gengar? Where's my double Gengar? We're running out of room in here. You talking about starting at 4 a.m.? Yeah, 4 a.m., 3 a.m. 3 a.m. would be good. It could over time, it could become 4 a.m. You know, I used to do a work schedule like that for Coca-Cola every day. It's not bad. 4 a.m. is a good start time, actually. Very brisk. But, you know, just enough time that you actually got sleep. 4 a.m. start time. All right. I will get real sunlight. Give away my Knocked Out 10, my Pikachu 10, and Galarian Moltres. Thank you so much for that. Now we have a little receipt of that. That's actually a pretty good idea because those cards were pretty expensive. It's that stinking dog. All right, give me a second. I'm going to show you guys something. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to show you something expensive. All right, here it is. Whew. Just woke up at 4:20, 4:40 for work. Okay. This is special. Ooh, look at that. Nice and sealed. Sealed on the back end. Good seal. Flip it over. Nice seal here. And a nice seal there. That is a pure sealed case of Silver Tempest. Now, it's kind of like aging wine. If we sell it now, it can't make me any more money. Just means I'm liquidating. We got it back in $923. It was $720 for the case. Back on $525, it was $350 for a box. So even in 6 more months, it's gone up by another $50 per box. So, you know, what's the incentive to sell it, I guess? That would be my question. So we could replace the case and sell it at a case price. Then we could add a premium to it, and that's my profit margin. Or I could liquidate out of my Silver Tempest and just have less Pokemon cards and more cash, I suppose, cash. I don't know. There you go. You'll notice it's not on the menu right now, but I feel like I should bring it back. But the question we're asking, really, do I open up a fresh case, which is probably the best thing for you guys is to have a fresh case? Or do I just buy a loose box off the internet and leave this case alone? Your call. Ask AI. Mr. Refresh the site again when you get a chance. Are we live? Hey, what's up, Mr. LaFlame? Yeah, we're live. So there it is. That's a case of Silver Tempest. Ugh. It's so heavy. I should lift cases over my head. It'll be my workout. All right, there we go. Hey, what's up, Mr. LaFlame? How's it going, man? Ugh. So cool. Hey, this is pretty neat. Look, this gets the official check mark for being a top card on the table. Glaceon. See the check mark? Check mark means it's a top card. Okay. We're clicking on this. And we're clicking on this. We're hitting refresh. Okay. Mr. Jade sent in another order. He says 20 of the Korean Inferno X. You got it. There it is. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. How are things over there for you, Mr. LaFlame? What's in the news? Anything interesting on your end? What do you think about? Ugh. Luckily, we have more right over here. Okay. These are, yes, those are Korean ones. Good. What's going on in your world, Mr. LaFlame? LaFlame, did you see that we got, check this out. Remember your crazy OP5 manga? Did your, by the way, did your manga sell? I know you were trying to consign it. Look at that. Unbelievably expensive booster boxes now. These have gone way up in price. I moved to Australia. Did you actually move to Australia? That's cool as hell, dude. I hear Australia is really nice. What convinced you to do it? Was it just for work, or did you feel like Australia was going to offer a better quality of life? I know they got the ocean and all that stuff. I've thought about Australia. Ugh. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Also, did the quality just drop to 144? I don't know. Living together with my wife now. What? You guys got the Stranger Things KFC meal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, that's super cool, man. Glad to hear you're doing well. It's still listed for 8.5K. You want me to go buy it? This. Let's snip this. You just have him take it down, ship it back over to me. I'll buy it for 7K or something like that. And there it is. 7K in a spot in the next mega break or something. I don't know. I don't know if I'm interested in it. I just think that it's there it is. It's an interesting looking card. Yes. Make sure to check for spiders in the toilet and shoes. Okay, let's see. Boy, I'm surprised she didn't make an offer to me on the signature Charizard, by the way, because I might have been interested in that one, the signature Charizard. I am a Pokemon card guy, and it is a legendary collection Charizard. Here's a cold one. One Piece is getting hyped thanks to OP13. Nice. Here's, I think in general, One Piece is doing well over time, and that's encouraging people. Kind of like the same way people saw Pokemon doing well over... Oh! Mr. Jaded! He pulled Mega Charizard. All right. Well, we love these Inferno X packs. They cost so little. $2 a pack to open Inferno X. Now, we have plenty of the Japanese product as well if you want to open that. But, wow, that looks really nice, man. We going to send this off to grade, Mr. Jaded? I'd love to send it off to PSA for grading. Here. All right. Oh, here, let me take it off screen like this. Oh, you pulled a Boltund. No. They still doing scams like that on Whatnot? I wonder what the latest Whatnot scandal is. Let's see. How's the centering? Well, pretty good. It looks really good because, you know, these Korean cards get printed really well. Looks like it's slightly off-center top to bottom, but when you're really looking at it, it looks like it's still within the range of a 10. Check the back of the card. You can see that on the back of the card as well. So you can see some off-centering top to bottom. I would definitely send that one to PSA because I think tag grading will decimate it. They'll say, no 10s allowed. Cutting the hits if the buyer doesn't send more. I've heard of that. I saw a guy make a satirization of that. That's it. I'm cutting the cards in half because I'm frustrated. He's crashing out. Here's a holo. Latest WhatsApp scandal was with Co-op Collectibles. Someone took his hits from the One Piece. Man, scandals occur on Whatnot like clockwork, man. I think it's the result of the nature of the work. You're dealing in like silver and gold, basically, and you're just expecting the person you're working with to not steal your silver and gold. And it turns out there's a lot of people that are just not qualified to do this work because they can't control themselves. Ooh. Okay. It's super blurry on my end. If it's super blurry, try maybe refreshing the stream or something. I'm not sure. There it goes. Do we need more of these? I'll take a little chunk of these like this. Okay. Very nice. Okay. You know what's interesting? I could probably ship cards for you guys to your PSA vault from this from my home. Have you ever thought of that? Oh, I suppose you'd need an American address though, wouldn't you? Tossing that. Okay. Good. Mr. Jaded, let's grab your bag. I would love to send that card off to PSA for you, Mr. Jaded, to see what it grades. Restarting the phone. Cutting the hits if the buyer doesn't send more. Crazy. You can't get this card for that cheap. I feel sorry for sellers on Whatnot. You know, I've been selling on YouTube successfully for 7 years, and I've paid YouTube $0 for that privilege. YouTube has taken $0. Ooh, look at that, man. So these are both checkmark cards on the table. We got a nice Shiny Star Gengar. We got a nice Glaceon. YouTube has taken exactly $0 from me over time. And kudos to them for that, by the way, because they probably could have. Ooh, this is a checkmark card, too. They probably could have demanded that I pay them something, like even as little as 5%, but they didn't. Whatnot takes like a full 8% is what I understand. They take 8%, man. And eBay obviously takes about 13. Although I see eBay sort of differently from Whatnot. eBay's like, I don't know, it's like the capital king of Pokemon. It's hard to describe it. Just pulled you a Mega Kong and tip. Just tip, bro. Hey, bro, I just pulled you a Charizard. You're not going to tip me? You're not going to tip me? I just pulled you a Charizard. That's it. I'm cutting this Charizard in half, bro. Yeah, let's see. Crazy. So, here's a guy asking me a question. Okay, it's just a guy saying he is going to ship me the item eventually. Good. Bounty spot for that? Oh, hell yeah. He gets a bounty spot for that. Good catch. Okay. Jaded. Tammy's got your back, Mr. Jaded. Don't forget to tip the dealer. All right. And now what do we got? We got Mr. Omar Batui. 10 gem 3s. That's fresh, right? We haven't done that one, the Omar Batui one? I don't think we did. 10 gem 3s. Mr. Omar Batui. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Congratulations, Jaded. Let's see. Here's some more Jaded. Here's some more Gem, not Jaded. Gem's been a top seller for us, guys. In this set, there's 2 really desirable cards to collect, the Cubone and the Gengar. And we are yet to see the Cubone. We'd love to see the Cubone pop out. Oops. Will you make the Zard a clip? It's a Korean Zard pull. I mean, I could definitely point it out to Mike's side. Here, I'll highlight it for him so that he's aware of it. Okay. Doob. Stream clips. What if the way it worked is you had to report your own clip? I bet you there'd be a lot more moments for Mike's side to check out. So this shall say Korean Megazard. $127 minutes in. So, we're going to peel this open. How appealing. Ooh. I should probably make a video, one whole box of Gem 3, because I don't think I've ever made that box. Did I say box? I don't think I've ever made that video. You know, actually, I'll be honest with you guys. I used to work really hard and post like a video a day, and I have just not been doing that lately. I'm a little bit worried, that's why, because we have a daytime stream and a nighttime stream, and Mike's already posted a clip. So I'm worried if I post an extra clip, will that disrupt the pings? And I don't know if it will. 6, 7, 8. So that's 8. 9, 10. The first card I just bought is a Lugia from Neo Genesis PSA 8. Says Mr. Peekaboo. Hey, how's it going, Mr. Peekaboo? Yeah, the Neo Genesis Mewtwo is a really popular card from the Neo era. Very pretty. And I used to own one. When I was a kid, I had one. And as an adult, I have another one. It's a PSA 9. But, you know, I've thought about selling it, believe it or not. I've thought about selling that PSA 9 Lugia. Okay. Let's go ahead and sneak these. Demon Pack is like God Pack for OP. I want a Demon Pack, bro. Okay, and we'll snip this. All right, good. That Snorlax has a tree on his tummy. Does that mean the roots are like under his flesh? Kind of gross when you really think about it. Here's a holo. I'm going to make a German meatloaf sometime, guys. I was telling people that in the daytime stream that I was watching these YouTube videos about German butcheries. And I watched like their process that they would use for their various products. I guess German butcheries specialize in meatloafs. And they're really good. They're better than what we make here in America. They got like distinct recipes, but it's really interesting. They take, they got these big blending machines, gigantic ones. They put a whole bunch of pork fat, a whole bunch of beef into a big blending machine, or maybe it's like chicken and turkey and stuff like that. And they put all these herbs in, and they put like onion in, and they'll put a ton of nutmeg and other things in there, and they blend it up into a cream. It's literally creamy. It's not like, you know, it's not like the beef they use for tacos. Like they blend it into a straight up cream. And then once it's creamy and it's got like bread and parsley and all this other stuff in it, they bake it and it turns into a literal loaf. When the loaf's ready, they will put it between a fresh hot cross bun and it's sort of like a meatloaf sandwich. So it looks really good. They don't even put any cheese on it at all. It's just meat and meat fat. And they'll put like a dab of mustard on the bread. It looks really good. Made me want to try it so bad. It is. But I'm so impressed with the way they look. They come out in a big roll. And it's a big rolly kind of loafy thing. And they take a big knife and they cut through the meat like it's a slice of butter. They put it on your bread. It looks so good. Never seen that before. I heard about German meat shops being, butchery shops being really impressive. I saw them making like a chicken sausage. Looks really good, man. Doing packs like God Pack Mister. If I choose to send a PSA, how do I go about that? Yeah, you would just send in $40, and then I'd put your card into a semi-rigid, and it would be awaiting our next round of grading with PSA, which might be a little bit of a wait, but it's not too bad. Either way, you got to wait a long time with PSA, right? And then up here are the submission channels. So right here, those are the submission channels. And so you can see we just did a submission for the beginning of December. Okay. All right. They pulled the demon pack for co-op, and he stole the hits, bro. How do you fumble like that? What? All right. So lovely Mimikyu stamp, lovely Annihilate stamp, Mr. Omar, but no AR, no Cubone, no Gengar. We're looking for those ARs. Nobody has pulled, there it is, the Cubone. And Mr. Omar's going to take a spot in the giveaway now, the Mark giveaway. Mark's doing these big giveaways, guys. We're very lucky to have Mark in our group. All right. Wow, so it's 5:25. We'd be wrapping up the stream normally right now, but we're just going to be going. We're going to keep going here. We've been live for 2 hours. We're going to be live for at least 3 hours. And then here's the deal. We're probably going to have a longer than usual daytime stream. It's going to be a new time period for us. We're going to try that out, okay? Here's Squirtle. Here's Nidoking. And here is Raku. Nidoking. Somebody bought directly in. Brett Love. Look at that. He bought the first spot. He's 1 out of 10 now. High Roller Nidoking slab. People want it. Oh, another checkmark card. This beautiful classic Pikachu gets the checkmark. Here's the new Lightning Snorlax break. But nobody's jumped into them. Are you guys interested in them? Here's Meltan. Ooh, Meltan. Okay. I don't think that's correct anymore at 250. I think he's 300, isn't he? Ooh, I'm not sure. Actually, he's kind of an expensive card. This guy should be more like in the expensive cards box. Here's a Lugia 10. All right. Mister, read my above message. They pulled the demon pack for Coop, and he stole the hits. Bruh, how do you fumble life like that? I didn't quite understand what that meant, because I don't know who Coop is. Oops, we're looking for this. But yeah, it sounds like a theft occurred, and I'm not surprised. I've seen everything now, guys. I've seen everything. Omar Batui on 19. We just need number 20. Who wants to be number 20? Where did the Lugia come from? That Lugia, he comes from the Classic Collection. It's a beautiful card, graded 10, Japanese, 2023. So he's kind of like a promo almost, because he's from a specialty set. But they might have, I don't know if that artwork made it into other sets as well, so I don't know about that. Here is an order from Mr. Omar. He says, finish the box. All right, Mr. Omar Batui. Give me a second here. So let's go grab the rest of the box. How many? They're usually $7 a piece, right? Aren't they? 112. How does that divide? Oh, it divides evenly by 16. Really? Oh, it does. That's so weird. I didn't expect that. Okay, 16 more packs. Hey, Mr. Omar, how's it going, man? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's probably a smart move there, Mr. Mark, so you don't get sniped by anybody. Snipey wipeed. Me. All right, snip this. Tammy, hey, is Tammy here? Tammy, look what you got. This is a new kind of currency on the channel. It's called a giveaway spot. So, Tammy, you can spend that. It's one giveaway. You can spend it on anything you want as long as it's a giveaway. The fun part about this giveaway currency, not all giveaways are equal to each other. So you can get into any round Like if there's a $5 giveaway up on the table, maybe you don't use the giveaway card. If there's a nice $100 giveaway, maybe you go, oh, I want that one. Okay, so that's a new thing. And this is for earlier in the Discord server. You did a good job over there. There it is. All right. Here's the doggy. Here's, put me in the Pikachu. You got it. I kind of wanted to let you know you had that because I figured you would want to be in the Pikachu. Here's the Houndoom. Doom. Okay. Here's Severlege. Here's Bonnet. The kindest vendor in the Pokemon space. Ooh, your AR is Miss Mages, not the Cubone. Darn, dude. That's really crappy, man. He's the kindest. What am I the est of? The rambliest? How would you guys describe me as a guy selling cards in the community? What would I rank as? The est. Someone says the priciest. Don't say that. Let's see. Here's Gardevoir. Shouldn't be true, but let's see. Looks nice to me. Houndoom, baby. Here's Houndstone. Oh, hell nah. Here's Cubone. I'm probably the most handsome, right? The handsomest. Ooh, Severlege. Very nice. Very nice. And we've got Gardevoir. Okay. I got really thick thighs. There we go. Smartest radio voice. Radio voice. Let me toss that over there. I don't know about that. Ooh. Oh. Oh, the Miss Mages. Ooh. Ta-da! Maybe it's because we just talk about a variety of subjects. I think that's more like willing to talk about subjects, because when I look back at some of the things I would say, I don't think it's all that good. It's just that we're willing to talk about it. That's mostly it. I think a lot of card shops will avoid it because they don't want to lose sales from one group or another group. I think it comes down to that. Here it is. If I put Mr. and Trump in the room, I'd rather listen to Mr. We got the greatest Pokemon cards, the best, but no one's ever seen Pokemon like this before. It is. Slide this in here. The stingiest. I do like to hold on to my favorite cards pretty hard. There it is. Roll this over here. I think part of that maybe stingy behavior is my own fanatical belief in the strength of the Pokemon market. And so maybe that does translate into, you know, some stinginess, because I have a strong belief in the future value of the cards. We are. And that's been accurate. I've been right. I saw my cards double in price this year in value, and I was very lucky not to sell them. I was lucky to be covetous. Thou shalt not be covetous of thy neighbors. Oh, I'm going to turn that into a title. I like that. Nowadays, I write funny titles down so I don't forget them. So, what do we got here? Elderly millennial sells you Pokemon cards. Yes, I'm a Pokemon collector. How could you tell? I low-key thought we were going to crack more Charizards, babe. Et tu, Charizard, and thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's Pokemon cards. I like that. All right, very nice. Yeah, I like the funny titles. When I have let's say there's nothing really crazy happening, like no new sets or anything like that, I like to go with the crazy Pokemon title. All right. Ooh. I'm digging the new stream times, Mr. Good morning, y'all. Oh, he said good morning, all. There we go. Ooh. Ooh. Mr. Omar, you shouldn't have. Ugh. All right, one Miss Mages for you then. And then let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, we're going with the full-on early morning stream. It's now 6:30 in New York. Okay, we're caught up on that. We have room for one more person in the knockdown. Let's just see who it's going toward. It's going to Donnie V. Mr. Don. I don't even need to write it down because we got it on the computer screen. Ooh. Yeah, I ought to buy like $100 dice for this, shouldn't I? I like the red dice, though. That's like rocket dice. Landing on 17. Who's 17? It is Mr. Martin Ramirez, one of the guys who kept us busy even when the stream was getting a little slow. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Martin Ramirez. Thank you, Martin. I've learned from you, so it ain't all bad. Mine times 2 also, so I can't complain. Nice, nice. I do feel like that part is probably accurate. I feel like people definitely have learned things from this stream. I'm almost sure of it. Like the other day, we were opening up this box of tops. Well, to open a box of tops, you gotta have a pricey box of tops. We were seeing how it was silver print, wave 2, silver rays. And then what I was showing, I was actually showing this on stream. I was showing you that you could take the upturned corners of the card and smooth them out to be flat. And then also we noticed sort of like a dent that occurs during the manufacturing process. And we actually kind of improved that as well with just a bit of pressure. And so that kind of knowledge could be the difference between a 9 and a 10 when you grade the card. And when it comes to Topps cards, the difference between a 9 and a 10 could be $1,000 or 500 or 200 even. So when we share that kind of information, this is super valuable information. And I do try to share that kind of stuff with you guys. And most of all, my aim is to entertain, believe it or not. I just try to keep you guys happy with the entertainment. I actually reached a point in my collection a long time ago where I'm pretty satisfied with what I have. So what I do over here is more like for passionate fun rather than strictly like, I'm a sociopathic corporate CEO who has to, get like 11% on my shares or something like that. Like there's still that aspect of me that does all the math. I'm very math aware, but I actually just enjoy what we do here. And I especially like the conversations we have too. I feel like it's this sort of space where you can do 2 things you love. Collect Pokemon cards, talk about the value of gold and silver, and talk about the news. I just love talking about what's going on in the world and thinking about it. Mister's doing it for the boys. Yeah, we're doing it for the fun of the game now. This is the fun of the game at this point. And we're just kind of having a good time now. Here's Dodrio. Here's Lugia, Gengar, Raulu. There are no 9s here. Here we go. So here's a 9. So we take a picture of all these 9s together, and they go in the 9s channel. You guys know about the 9s channel? Okay, let's jump over here. 9s and lower. Zooming in. Okay, take a picture of that. Lovely. What is your opinion on the single card market and graded card market as a whole? I hear a lot of both bulls and bears. I think we peaked in September, and then people kind of realized, can't go up forever. So there's some people who are being more conservative right now. What happens is people spend through their savings until they don't have any savings, and then they can't buy anymore and they can't push the market up anymore. So markets have cycles that are natural. They have a boom and bust cycle, and it looks kind of like, this. Up, down, up. So markets do this. They go up, then they drop, then they go up again. And that's why you got people trying to buy high and sell low so that they can go broke. But yeah, so a market has a boom bust cycle, and the top of the market was probably in September. And who knows, maybe we're right here. Maybe this is us right now. Us. We don't really know what happens next. It could have already hit its bottom and back on its way up. What I can tell you is I do like January as a selling month. I do like February. I like March all the way up to April. And what happens in that time period is there's no more holidays, and it's freezing cold outside, so people are not on vacation outside. They're not spending their money at the pool. They have no other source of entertainment other than games and Pokemon cards. So people open cards at home in their warm house. And then on top of all that, people are starting to get a very important thing called a tax return. So tax return season can be very, very generous. And you know that it's a generous time period because... Now, wait a second. Look at this. Venmo, it's saying that $100, Mr. Jared, it's on hold. Is that real? I just got an order from Mr. Jared. That's right. I need to call up PayPal, too, because they put a payment on hold, too. Is that right? Let me see this. So we have 2 orders on hold, one from Brett and one from Jared. Why are they doing that? Thank you for the well thought out answer. Yeah, so basically, I feel in the summertime, it could slow down pretty hard. We do have a big thing to look forward to in the hobby. It's the 30th anniversary set. Usually it's pretty special. This could be a big year for Pokemon card collectors before Pokemon kind of resets to something more relaxed and less exciting, and it all kind of clears out. But yeah, I mean, it's just gonna, there's a lot of people who have a lot of fear. I don't have as much fear. I'm used to it dropping. I'm expecting it to drop. You know, it's just how it is. Billions of Pokemon cards printed all day long. It's, you know, but it's about collecting 10s. That's why the grading's so important to me, because it's about getting a card that was graded 10. So you get a nice 10 and hold on to that. You get one that's in really posh condition. Okay, so Jared, this order is on hold. It doesn't say why. It says it can take 21 days for the funds to be available. And it says to fight against fraud, we can delay or hold payments, to protect the security of the Venmo network. I have no idea why they would do that. So weird. Let me check out PayPal too. So I know PayPal did that with one order, a really big order. I'm going to call up PayPal and ask them why they put that order on hold. They put an order on hold from the daytime stream. It was like a $700 order, a really big one. Maybe it's just normal activity for them to do that. Shoot your work nights, Oscar. I'm literally doing the opposite. I'm getting ready for work. Okay, I should actually have plenty of time for this phone call. Yeah, so tonight we've been receiving a ton of money through PayPal. All fine. All the orders are completed. Let's see. Now, none of these orders were like $700 orders. But like, for example, we had a Mark J. Valerian order tonight of $295. And then he followed up with the $138 order. Totally fine. But during the daytime stream, we had a John Lucas $648 order. And that one went on hold for security reasons or something. I don't know why they do that. It's so frustrating. It really disrupts things. But let's see. So he says slab away Halo card. So Jared, we're going to have to remember that that's on hold. And I think, actually, you know, to be honest, I think the best policy is to, let's see, apply toward slab away. I think the best policy is really not to service it until the money goes through. And that might be really frustrating on your side, but I feel like that's the safest policy so that I don't lose track of it. I'm surprised mine didn't get put on hold. That's what I'm saying. So you sent like 500. PayPal's super cool and chill with that. I don't get it. I'm going to call them. I'm going to ask them about it. I'd like to call Venmo as well. So that might be my prerogative, if that's the right word, right after this, my schedule, right after this stream. I'm probably going to call up Venmo and inquire about the hold over there, and then inquire about the PayPal one. Jordan Estrada, 10 Dan to Dan's. By the way, we've been having a very good year on PayPal and other processing channels. We've had almost virtually no problems at all. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've been having a nice clean year. It's actually really exciting. There we go. I think maybe it's because the rip and ship sort of like business is maturing. Like people know what it is. They know how it works. Mr. Refresh the site when you get a chance. Sounds good. Is it caused by their banks? I actually don't know. Just snipping this. I'll call them to make sure it's nothing on my end, to be 100% sure. Okay. Okay. All right. I also need to call up the post office, and I need to tell the post office that they got to scan our stuff in when they first get our stuff. It's really important that they scan it. We've been running into this problem with the post office where they do not like to scan our packages when it gets picked up. And this causes a lot of confusion with people who think their items have not been shipped out. And it seems that the next scan doesn't begin until the item arrives at the next post office, which can take several days depending on where it's going. So I don't like that one bit. It gives people a lot of anxiety. They go, oh my gosh, has my item shipped? Is it lost? It's not lost. It's just USPS doesn't like to scan stuff. But that is a problem. We can't have that. And I haven't called and complained yet because they get really angry when I complain. They like the way they respond. They're like, well, you know, you ship a lot. Ooh, look at that. Pulling an SP. Very nice. That's for Jordan Estrada. All right, Jordan. Well, you know you ship a lot of packages, right? That's how they respond. I'm not kidding. So I'm scared they're going to start spitting on our packages at some point. But they don't like me basically. And it's not like they've swapped employees yet. It's the same cranky people running the post office that have been running it since I moved out here. So they don't like me. You know you ship a lot of packages, right? No one else ships packages like that. You're like Amazon. Okay. What's up, Mistress Jesse Ransom? Haven't been here in probably 2 years. Hey, what's up, Jesse Ransom? Hope all is well. Awesome to see you hit 100K. I think last I was here, you were around 60K. Yeah, we grew a little bit. Thanks to you guys smashing that subscribe button. I really appreciate it, by the way, guys. We are. Slowly but surely, we reached 100K. It took a lot of effort. So thank you to Mike's side and thank you to you guys for all of the support. So Mr. Jordan Estrada with your new SP card. That's a name we haven't heard in forever. Jesse Ransom. Put this here. Ta-da! Boop. 21 days. Law says completed on my end, but just let me know. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, huh? Ugh. I'll ask them about it. I'm curious. I wonder if they'll take my phone call. Usually, you don't want to call them because they make you suffer through having to call them, you know? Everyone here knows exactly what I'm talking about, right? They punish you for calling them. They're like, oh, you're calling us? Here, talk to this stupid robot. And the robot will ask you a bunch of irrelevant questions that don't help you. Here's Palafin. It's like whatever they do, the last thing they want is to actually have to talk to you and solve your problem. That's how these companies work. Because it costs them money, obviously. As call centers cost them money. Charmeleon. I got flagged the other day. What can I get for that? Says Drew. Here's Electrode. What did you do for a living before you were full-time Pokemon? Well, Mr. Peekaboo, I was a very successful video game YouTuber. I played Monster Hunter. I was probably a top 5 channel. We would get like a massive 500 viewers per stream back then. And if I had just stuck to it, I think we'd be doing very well still because we would have gotten that new game, Monster Hunter Wilds, and probably just been an established channel over a long period. But I would be nowhere near as successful as I am over here. So the Pokemon card community, I'm a smaller fish despite earning 100,000 subscribes over a long period. You got lots of competition. You got lots of big dogs. Everyone wants to do this. There's mega competition over here. Lots and lots. I'm actually lucky to have you guys. I'm lucky to have you guys as an audience. And so it's mega competitive over here. I guess gaming's competitive too, but it's different. You know, it's very different. Like if you're a guy who's willing to sit down and edit the best guide on how to play a game, and that's a lot of work and it's very boring, you'll get rewarded for it. But over here in Pokemon, I feel like you can make really high quality content and not be rewarded because there's just too much. You're lost in an ocean of content. So this is one of the most competitive spaces, I think. And all right, let me go ahead and get these priced up while I'm talking. But I swapped over here because Pokemon had not exploded in value, but I really loved Pokemon. Let's see, this is called Palafin, right? When I started, it was not popular to open. Well, there was no Pokemon rip and ships at all. They didn't exist. On YouTube anyways. I don't know about anywhere else, but they didn't exist back then. Here it is. There was no term for it. And nobody was like getting rich from Pokemon. I just had an old love for Pokemon because I was a big collector as a kid. It is. Now, that all changed right after I started because Logan Paul got into it. 49. I like your Pokies. But so, yeah, I was already a successful YouTuber. I was earning maybe about $80,000 a year as the TheCardconomist. It was about 80,000. It was a combination of two things, ad revenue and donations. So I would just play video games and people would toss 20 bucks here and there at me, and it would all kind of add up. You stream for like 3 hours, and by the end of the stream, you'd made like 200 bucks on top of your generous ad revenue. And that could really add up to a lot. All right, so this is going to be $44. Good. How's the Electrode more expensive than the Charmeleon? I don't understand that. Why is the screen small on TVs? Hey, what's up, Jack Snedden? This is a vertical stream. We also have a horizontal stream. So this one's going to be vertical, and the next one will be horizontal. then it'll go back to vertical, then back to horizontal. We're doing both styles. Sarah Elizabeth, she says 5 bag sorts. All right, Miss Sarah, let's see what we got for you. But hold on, let me check this real fast. Let me make sure no one else waits. So we took care of Jordan, right? I think we did. And let me check this as well. Before that, I worked in technology. Oh, we got a little order from Mr. Jaded. Let me take a look at this, Miss Sarah, because he might have a nice small one. It says here, send Megazard to PSA. All right, perfect. So I'll set up his Megazard now. Okay. I worked for a company called Tech Systems, and I was like a junior software engineer, but really I did a tiny amount of work on a database for a bank out here in Missouri, and they were converting a database from the 90s to a brand new modern database. But the thing is, my job was like, it was almost just like straight up data entry, but that's all they wanted me to do. They didn't want me to do anything difficult or serious. And it paid pretty well. And you could do as much overtime as you wanted. And basically what it did was it gave me a lot of experience, and it also gave me kind of like a resume with this tech system company. And they were going to put me on a much more challenging, bigger project after the bank was done. And the bank offered me a job when I was done. So the bank wanted to start me, not at very much. They wanted to start me at like 40,000 basically. And they wanted me to stay on and continue working on their database. And, you know, they're like, yeah, there was a bunch of benefits. At the time, Karis had gotten a job. With her first job, she got 60,000. So together, just between the two of us, 40 and 60 would have been 100,000 back then. We were both software engineer graduates with the difficult degree. But I turned them down, and I said, no, I'll just take this next. I turned down, because I thought 40 was kind of low, to be honest with you. And I turned them down, and I was going to wait for my next contract job, which I thought would be more of a serious coding job. And then I did get an offer for that, and I turned it down. So, and Tech Systems came back to me and said, we got a job for you. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to try this YouTube thing. And they were shocked. They were like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. Because I was making, get this, I was making $5 a day on YouTube at that point, which to me was like shocking. I was getting consistent views now. My channel was building. You know, by the time you're getting $5 a day, you're getting a bunch of views now. You get a couple thousand here, a couple thousand there. It's building. And I said, let's take a stab at this. Let's just do this full time. That was where it started. It was a big gamble. Miss Sarah, backsort time for Miss Sarah. All right, Sarah, I see 1, 2 boxes over here, double boxes. And you want to know what you got. Have we, let me ask you this question starting out. Have we done bag sorts for you before? Let's start over here, Miss Sarah. I wish I could, but a pack of 2, but I don't collect. I watch because you folk do your hustle. I'll get to business when I can, but I do connect. Oh, that's nice, Mr. Drew Banda. So this is a gift from CS Men, in fact. This is a gift. And we'll put the etched card over there and the SRs over here. So you got etched and you got SRs. So weird. I feel like we've done this before for you. Have we not done this before? You got some hollows. You got this nice Mario Ace King, Suicune, Mega Gengar, Switch, Haunter. This is actually a hit, and these are some hollows. Okay, so we got some hollows. So we got a hollows pile now. Maybe I'll buy something. I would love it if you bought something. We are. That's my whole business, is I like to sell you something. There we go. I'll sell you 3 smoochies. Smooch. So, chunk of that. Oh, a gold Dawn. That's nice. Chunk of this. Big chunk of that. Chunk of this. Sarah, I feel like we sorted your stuff once before, and I was shocked at how much you had, right? Isn't that what it was? I don't remember, actually. Here's your husbando. Is that the right term? Husbando. Okay, here's a bunch of these. You got a cute little poker card, and this is just a junk hollow. And this is actually quite gradable. This is gradable. These are SRs, SRs, SRs. Okay. Okay, Old Maid. Oh, that goes there. Okay. Mister got those lips like Jinx. What? We did like 1 box last week. I wonder which box it was. Okay, you got these leader cards. That looks like it was some kind of god pack, right? Didn't you pull a god pack of those? Okay, some of these, one of these, Shanks. This girl's got a gun. Blah blah's got a gun. Here's some hollows. Here's this girl here. I got the great big smoochy lips. Smooch. Okay. Smooches caused confusion. All right. I would kiss every man and woman. No, he says every woman and man. What? I'm trying to remember that. It was a. You know, I honestly don't think this is like a hit. You know what I'm saying? Look at this Vileplume. Now, I like the Vileplume. I think I would probably grade the Vileplume. I'm feeling great. I would kiss every man and woman. The guy packs. The bags have like tier 1, tier 2 written on them. Oh, we should continue to do that. That's a good policy because it helps us understand. So like, look, you could argue that this is a hit. It's an SR after all. But will you grade it? Hell no. Junk pile. All right. This guy's actually kind of nice. Stretcher. Pikachu is really nice. Okay. The gear. Volcarona. I feel like you might grade Volcarona. Okay. This guy. We got some of these. So these are Chinese. Konnichiwa. Onisama. No, is this an SR? No. It's not a plain SR. It's got etching. Hat guy. Whoa, there you go. That appears to be a hit. All right, so that Luffy seems to be a big deal. We'll call these tier 2. Tier 3 shall be junk. Tier 4 shall be smoochies. Smooch. Okay. We'll put this in here. Seven dozen. Sarah, your bags have breathed new life, new hope into my life. I need to be a poet. Oh, gentle Irish eyes. Tier 2. Tier 2. There we go. Is it gentle? All right. Feel like forever since we talked, I'm going to Discord you. All right. I'm going to grab this. And we're going to grab this. Okay, pop this in here. There you go, see? So you get a little top loader on that one. I like that one a lot. And let me place this off to the side. We'll place this one off to the side. You guys are welcome to send in orders right now, by the way. You are totally allowed to send in orders right now. We are just doing a fat bag sort for Miss Seva. Can't say it. Okay, here's this guy. Here is another super cool card. So is this really rare, actually? Wait, is the other one? What's the rarity on these specially looking cards? That's an SEC. Are these expensive? I actually don't know. I just top-loaded him without knowing, I guess. Here's another Gold Dawn. Neat. Okay. All right. You got the Oinkloni. Maybe grade that. Noivern. I don't feel like you're ever going to grade that. Same with this guy. I don't think you grade him or him. But they are hits after all. Let's see. Here's Sabo. All right. Here's this guy. Okay. I'll get to business with y'all when I can. Business. Monkey business, huh? Here we go. Ooh, ee. Here's Charmander. You got Charmander. We like doing monkey business over here. Here's a Diglett. I'm going to buy out all the Rocket Diglets in the world, like the one guy who did the Kabuto. And then you'll have to call me the Diglett King. Or would it be better if I was the Cloister King? I don't know. Maybe Diglett King's a little... Let's see. Is it better to be called the Diglett King or better to be called the Cloister King? All right. I'm not going to do that, by the way. Don't go buying a Diglett. I will not be doing that. It is. Very nice. You know, I saw that guy's floor covered in raw Kabutos, but you know what I didn't see? PSA 10 Kabutos. To me, it was like he showed off not a lot of value. It's probably pretty cheap to put together, you know, tons of an undesirable. So here is some junky kind of junk. Whoa, you got some My Little Pony. Here's a little Hello Kitty. This is kind of like junk. Louis Armstrong. We got Electrode. He's hollows. That's junk. Put this here. Here's Machoke. Nice. Pichu. All right, what we got here? We got some stuff, I guess. Here's this guy. Can you even see what's going on? I'm going to tilt this like this. All right, so here's these guys. So that sits where my hand rests. Oh, that's nice. You got a little McDonald's Pichu. Nice. He will have a Kabuto army soon, and the world will know. But like I was saying, so he might have a bunch of Kabutos, right? However, they weren't graded. How can you say they're valuable if they're not graded? What if those all grade like 4 or 3 or something? So, you know, from a social media perspective, he's done well. But like from a collector's perspective, I look at it and I go, so what? You got a bunch of Kabutos that no one wanted. I still don't want them. Here's a bunch of these. Here's this guy. How many Dawns do you think she has? She's got like 1 million Dawns. Here's a little King of the Jungle, Aona. I'll put this here. This guy. Here's a little Alakazam, I guess. Look at it. There's no way in hell you're ever going to grade that. I'm putting that over there. Toxtricity. Nobody ever asked me to grade Toxtricity, ever. Here's the Friends and Galar or something. Nobody ever asked me to grade those. Here's an Erika's Dratini, though. That's pretty cool. Here's a cute little Graveyard. He's pretty cute. Tatsugiri. I'll place him over here. I doubt it. Bombasnow, definitely not. Here's some hollows. SR. This guy. Espeon. Those are from, like, Evolving Skies. That's interesting. Okay, well, Sarah, one thing is clear. You've got a lot of cards. So, and then you got this little baggie and this. And I'll put them over here, I guess. They're like tier 2 to me. All right. So at what price we buying the Phantasmal SIR Mega Charizard? 300? I don't know. It is. I wouldn't even buy him at all. He sucks. No, I'm just kidding. He's a great card. Yeah, I don't know. You could buy him right now, maybe, when he's like a bazillion. Maybe he just goes up from here. You could buy him next year. You could buy him 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Who knows? Here we are. Tier 2. Where are the other tier 2 bags? Tier 2 bag. Tier 2 bag. Clip that. He said Charizard sucks. I like Toxtricity. So at what price we buying? No, I like Charizard. That's the only thing I like. I only like Charizard. Okay. Tier 2. Good. Now, what do we got here? All these cards, Miss Sarah. All of these. You know, if you trade me all of these cards, I'll give you 2 spots in the trade slab. What do you think? Deal? No, I'm kidding, obviously. This is a lot of money in my hand. I got Sarah's whole world in my hand. Whole world of cards, anyways. Ooh. Oh. Definitely lots of stuff. 2 Golden Dawns. Damn. Holy. What'd you think of that? So we did a nice little sort for you. Just like you wanted. I don't even know if this is going to fit. That's what she said. Okay. Vintage Fire Energy. Yep. We're just going to say hits right here. Hits. Okay. That was only the top box. We haven't done the bottom box. So this is junk. Junk with the J. And more junk. Oscar stands alone in the corner. The cheese stands alone. The cheese stands alone. Whoa, energies. How much more would I have left to sort? Well, we got the top half of that done. We have the bottom half. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. 3 bags. That's 3 bags. You got a bag on the table. That's 4. And then also you've got what appears to be a double box over there, and I can't decide. It doesn't have any markings on it that suggest we've already looked at it, but maybe we have, so we would have to stop and go looking at it. The cheese stands alone. Hi-ho, the cherry-o, the cheese stands alone. Put this over here. All right. Wow, what a journey that was. Didn't Tammy say she wanted in on this thing? Hold on. So Tammy's going to spend her 1 giveaway on Pikachu. Okay. Boop. Whew. That's a lot, man. Sarah is a casual card enjoyer. She buys a couple cards here and there. Did you see anything in there that looked worth grating? Let me hit refresh on this, and let's tilt the camera back over here. We have Mr. Jordan Estrada, 5 Hello Kitties, 2 Phantasmals, and bag shipping. All right. We've been live. We're almost at the 3-hour mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of these. And then 2 Phantasmals. That would be over here. Please tell me we have 2. Yes, we do. You know, it's funny. Early on in the stream, I have so much energy, and I'm like ready to jump out of my chair every time I have to. But by the end of the stream, I'm feeling a little more tired, like I'm ready to relax. And so if I have to go stand up and go hunting for like some stuff, like go find some boxes, I hate it having to do that. So I like it when we have all the packs near us that we need. Your brain gets more tired and lazy throughout the stream. Kind of like playing a video game. Like if you sit in one spot and play the same game for 3 hours, your brain kind of goes, all right, I need a break. Here's Flagon. Here's Empoleon. Ooh. Okay. Although we've gone really long streams before. What do we got? We got the Penguin and pack number 1. I think if you're shipping out, we better give you these, okay? Because these are pretty cute, I've noticed. So the common cards in this set are unusually cute. Okay, we've got the Cinema Roll. Ooh, how does cinnamon buns sound right now, guys? You guys want some cinnamon buns? Vaping hurts. What? Millions must vape. Double vapes immediately. Whitey, that just means you need to vape twice as much. What do you think? Problem solved. Let me hit refresh on that. I don't think you've vaped enough. I want that lady to yell at me. What lady? And the frog. Ribbit. Okay, cool. Okay, lovely. Who here vapes? Raise your hand. Who vapes? So, Mr. Jordan, let's grab your bag. Grabbing this. What lady? Oh, they're so cute. Okay. Everyone's dead tired. The stream's running longer than normal because we are doing a morning time stream these days. Me, 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 me. You're not cool enough to vape, mister. What are you talking about? Shut up. I've been vaping since I was 3.5. Jordan Estrada. I vape with 2 vapes at the same time just to show everyone how much I vape. I see those vape shops have like those slot machines in them. What the hell are those slot machines? I thought gambling was like, you know, like slot machines. I thought that was illegal. I guess that's for like store credit. Is that right? It's for store credit. They have those at like all the gas stations out here too. Do you guys have that? The gas stations have like millions of slot machines now. Anyone else experience that? What is that? What is that like a real slot machine? Do you just get paid in like, you know, gas station store credit? How exactly does it work? I never forgot this. Karis and I, like 8 years ago, we were on a trip to North Carolina. We drove there. And we had to get gas at this absolute middle of nowhere gas station. Like it's so far away from anything in any direction that it's creepy. You ever been to one of those? And we went there, and there was one fat lady sitting on a stool with no back, and she was just sitting there gambling. And we never forgot that. We went in there to use the restrooms. We were tired. It was very creepy. It was middle of nowhere. There was just nothing for miles. There's a fat white lady sitting on that stool going ding, 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 ding. And we're like, what the hell? Back then, the whole gambling in a gas station was not so prevalent. There wasn't so much of it yet. Now it's like every freaking gas station has it. All right, let's see. Let me refresh one more time over here. Have you guys experienced this as well? Yes, mister, we've seen that as well. We think that that's kind of interesting. It seems kind of like society's moving toward everything turning into gamification. Whoa, that's really interesting. Here's Mr. Jaded. He wants 16 of the Korean Lost Abyss. Oh, yeah. Now you're tapping into the good stuff. So you could pull out the alternative art Giratina out of here. Problem is, I don't know how much of this we even have left. Now Mister's gone crazy. There's just not enough conversation, so I have to provide it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ooh, 2 left. These will be the 2 packs that have the Giratina in it, of course. All right. Very nice. Ooh. Let's hit a reroll winner over here. We have Xenobius. Xenobius. All right, he got spot number 4. Gamification rocks. What? Yeah. Tell us about your moral convictions, Whitey. What's the most important thing to you in life? What are your moral beliefs? We want to know more about you. Am I saying your name right? It looks like I am. Sounds like maybe your name is White Yee or YT. What's a deeply... Tell me your deeply held beliefs, guys. I want to hear about your deeply held beliefs. This, especially the most offensive ones. All right, what we got? Haha, that's cold. We've got Giratina. Rawr. Here's I called one. Okay, and Droopion. Very droopy. Oops. Got a cold one. Here's Subala. Cold. Kingdra. Cold. Giratina. Oh, look at that Giratina. Okay. Here's a cold one. This has been a pretty good stream. We started at 3 a.m. That's very, very, very late. And we did not have 100 people watching or anything, but we were busy from beginning to end, I feel. Okay, there's the fox. Also, I saw a lot of familiar faces. The moon is made of cheese. What? You don't believe that? You're tricking me. I knew it. There's a man on the moon. All right. Let's leave this. I believe in America the table can sit 4, but there's only 1 chair, so you have to raise some kids. What? You have to raise some kids? So that is for our good friend Mr. Jaded, who's now pursuing his next biggest hit. Ugh. He pulled the Charizard. This has given him some confidence. He knows there are real hits in these packs. And so now he needs to pull the Giratina. I don't know how much of that we got left, that Lost Abyss. So your next order of it will probably trigger a new box of it getting opened. All right. Please, bro. I'm #1 fan here, bro. May I have free Charizard? Please, bro. I do anything for you, sir. Look, I come back for you, bro. Please, bro. Now, that's not the real Rockstar Mahi, right? Let's see. I'm like 99.9% certain that's not him. Because it says Rock Mahi Mahi. That's definitely just a made-up account, right? Let's pause this. I need all the hits. We all want the hits. Oh, actually, it's an account that's 2 years old. What if I go to the account? How do we do this? Go to channel. Nah, that's not him. The real Rockstar Mahi, on his account, he's got a video of me giving him that Charizard. And in the video, he announces that I'm giving him a free Charizard. Not my Rockstar Mahi. I'll do anything. No, bro. Come on, bro. Oh, it's really him, actually. Okay, let me hit refresh. Boom, we got Zamduki. First Zenobius, now Zamduki. What's happening in this world? You got guys with a name like Dookie coming in. I made another one because I got blocked, bro. Please. It's him, the real Rockstar Mahi. Oh, boy, my eyes itchy. I get itchy eyes. Did you know that? Like, probably more itchy than the usual person. All right. And Mr. Jack says he would like... Refresh. What do I do to please you, bro? Don't ask me that. Here's Jack. He says 2 Lost Abyss. All right, so Jack is testing out these last 2 packs. Here you go, Mr. Jack. Worth the shot. You never know. If it's Giratina, this other guy's going to punch his screen or something. I know I would. Snipping this. That's a $130 Pikachu in the background for the giveaway by Mr. Mark. Mr. Mark, he's giving out some really generous handouts. Yo! All right, so there was a hit in the last 2 packs. However, it was not a good hit. So it's nothing really lost. It's just a Berserker. Probably worth about $20,000. All right, Mr. Jack. Good thing that that wasn't Giratina, though. That would have stung. That would have been bad. Jack, did you already have a bag? I don't think you did. You need a new bag, Jack? That would have been bad if that was Giratina, in fact. Oh, no, bro. I'll give you 1 edition box, bro. He'll give me 1 edition box for 12 rupee. We are. Whoa, thanks, bro. I wish he would come back for real and say hi. I miss him already. There we go. We're nothing without Rockstar Mahi and what was the name of his friend who came in who was like throwing him under the bus? Remember he had a friend and the friend was like, yeah, I'll take his card. I was like, damn, bro. Damn. I was saying something like, I can only give 1 away. And I was like, if you want it, you have to take it away from Rockstar Mahi. He's like, all right, no problem. New bag. We got your new bag. Should I jump in the sinkhole? No, negative. I'm a meat popsicle. All right, guys. So that is 3 hours into the new morning stream. It's now 6:16 a.m. What is that, like 4 a.m. in California? That's 5 a.m. in Texas. And that is 7 a.m. in New York. So really early hours. Our next stream is going to be the daytime stream, but it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to start early. So I believe the goal is to start the stream around 3 p.m. or maybe 4 p.m. Could be 4 p.m. So 4 p.m., if I'm not there at 4 p.m., I'm a failure because it's not like I have to go to bed. So that's not an excuse. I should be wide awake the whole time. So if I can't hit 4 p.m. on the head, then that's on me. So I'll see you guys around 4 p.m. for the daytime stream. 8 p.m. in Australia. Yeah, this is the Australian mate. Oh, wait, mate. Should I learn the Australian accent? What do you guys do? How do you guys... Bonnie Blue's Australian. Is she like the Australian mascot? I think she is, right? He wants your card, mister. Oh, my God. Mister can't be a failure. We want Silver Tempest. We got it. We got a case of Silver Tempest. I showed you mine, but you did not show me yours. We can't decide, do we sell a case of Silver Tempest or do we hold on to it and buy some loose boxes of Silver Tempest? I'm not sure, but we'll see. All right, guys, I had a lot of fun. I'll see you for the daytime stream, which, again, is probably going to begin 4 p.m. Central Time. So in California, that's 2 p.m. in New York, that's 5 p.m., okay? I'll see you there, guys. See you later, everybody. All right.